Never mind me while I'm stepping out my circumference. I feel the nerves trickling down. It's life humbling. My words stutter, stumbling, staggered and caught off guard. This the life of a jigaboo, introverted, I'm scarred. Whoa, my murder been the melodies while they sing the choruses. Direct message from Slade saying we need more of it. Paranoia in my state, I see envy at high rates. Now it's crop off the fate, turn great so I fly straight. Was gone for a minute, now I'm back like an X with big factors. I see you turn flat like extinct like some raptors. When I drop through purposes and practicing patience, we move to greener pastures. They're saying life is a matter of mastering basics and mastering patience. More time I get tired of waiting. Maybe it's fate procrastinating. The times are bad, so it really had me sprung. Like she got me doing things that I never do. You thought that we connected when in fact it was trauma bonding. Just leave it up to me to break the rules, never corresponding. My childhood filled with fence climbs and knee scrapes and bikes and kicking it by the street signs. The older I get, I'm trying to lessen any screen time. The bounce back heavy, I rock steady on climb. This one's a fucking loop. The news will pick and choose whatever truth they wanna give to you. I cannot stomach it, so I poop. Oops. When life turns sweeter, the lemon mouths get louder. But I'm amplified with ghosts from God like that boy Fowler. Working like I got that point to prove. But truth be told, the proof is right in the pudding, no point to lose. 60 for the crepes, yeah, I did that just because. She expected more, girl, you know I'm saving up. Left me on red, well, it was what it was. Never stress over them joints or in downs when times get rough, so I ghost. Long are the days when we was close, and when I see you, it's like two completely different type of goats. I approach the weekly fire dropping, which I'm feeding. Still, I don't expect to be the one, your boy having fun. Still, the songs get spun like Beyblades and teacups. My fun fair to those that ever really know me from jump. So what's up, I've been the one they all depended on like TJ. Now they're dead wilder than a furry knockout punch, leaving them straight stunned. It's hella fun. Now you know I'm coming through. When the growth look good on you, best believe they wanna screw now. I've been trying to climb, devil threw me in the dark. Baby, don't be insecure, you can still go make a mark like blow. Could never let them drain my soul now. Blow. Table turning like doorknobs, wow. Blow. I think I'm about to set sail. I'm a walking, living legend, walking with my chest out. Life keep dealing me cards, I keep fitting
in. Big up everybody in the damn building. Yo. Morning vibes, man. Morning vibes. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody is blessed today. If you're here in London, it is hot. I will tell you that for free. The fan is definitely on. The windows are definitely open. The flies are flying in. Of course, I'm joined by the main man, Enz himself. Hope you are blessed, my bro. Hope you're blessed, man. How you doing this morning? You're on mute, my bro. You're on mute. Hey, these rookie mistakes, bro. It's still mute, as in still can't hear.
Yeah, nah, it's long. I pressed it, but when you go to each side of my MacBook, bro, it locks the screen. So I went to move the mouse, it just locked the whole screen. It's long. It's great start, by the way. Great start.
It's all good, man. It's all good, bro.
Feeling great, bro, man. Feeling great. Healthy, family's healthy. Nothing else I can really ask for, man. Money's in the bank account. Can't, you know what I mean? Can't complain, bro. Just have to just chill, bro. What I do need though, I need a strange hobby, bro. So maybe by the end of this stream, guys in the comments can just give me. I need something where, you know, like, that's a good hobby. I do this, you know. I don't know if it's bowls, something crazy, bro. Like, you know, you don't expect man to just throw paint at a wall. Something mad.
yeah, that's like crazy.
Yeah, I need one of those kind of scenarios, man. But all good, bro. Appreciate you asking. Should be a great show, man. Big up to everyone in the chat as well.
No, of course, man. Big up to yourself. And guys, if you haven't already, I'll stress this. Enz will stress this regardless on his channel. Make sure you go on over to Enzman TV to become a member. I'm now a member, and I'm even due to watch this video that Enz has obviously got. Pop in there. Pops, if you're free, let me know. Jump in if you're free, Pops. If you are free, of course, you're more than welcome to jump in. So let me know if you're free, and I'll send you the link now. But yeah, make sure you become a member, and make sure you go on to his channel and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Big up everyone in the chat. Like I said before, the conversation that we had on Enzman's TV last night, that was a good conversation. If you guys haven't watched the video, make sure once this is done, you go back and watch it, because it was a very, very good stream. And we were talking about quite a few things, to be honest with you. And, you know, typical, we went off on tangents. We spoke about one thing, we diverted into a next thing, then diverted into a next thing. And, you know, it was a very, very good conversation. Of course, the main topics that come up are, of course, Nunes and stuff like that. But today's topic, as you guys can see, how do we measure a successful season? Now, I know, I get it. It's contextual. Every team isn't going to measure it by the same thing, right? So, for example, Luton's success for Luton this season would just be stay in the Premier League. That's a successful season. They've done their objective, blah, blah, blah. But of course, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal might look at it a bit different. Now, last night we were talking, you know, mainly we were having a conversation in regards to like the League Cup, how important it is, you know, in terms of for the top team, or, no, just for teams in a general sense, right? And of course, I had my rebuttal. Big up 12th, because obviously he had his opinion to say in regards to that. 12th, if you're about, like I said you the link, so make sure you hop in and have your say. But we were talking about the importance of these trophies, and guys, I put a poll out speaking about this and asking the question, you know, what would you consider basically to be a successful season? Would you rather finish second in the Premier League and be in the title race but get no trophies? Would you rather finish third in the Premier League, be out of a title race but win one trophy? Or I think the last one I think I put up was finish fifth, so outside of Champions League, but you get 2 domestic trophies. So might be a League Cup and FA Cup that you're going to get, but you're going to finish 5th in the Premier League. Let me know, of course, as we go on throughout this conversation, you know, what you guys actually think. Let me go through some of the comments before I get Enz's take in regards to this. Big up Steve in the building, guys. Make sure you head on over to Strasbourg Steve to subscribe to his channel. He's saying, as a Newcastle fan, he's taking 5th plus a Carabao Cup and FA Cup. That would be deemed a very good season for Newcastle, in my opinion, anyway. So if you're saying that, I'm assuming that you would agree with that. Honestly, saying Luis Diaz wants to leave Liverpool to join Barca. Hey man, we'll get into that at a later date. Big up Mookie in the building.
Mookie's thumbnails are crazy, you know. Bro.
Say that again.
Nah, his thumbnails are crazy, bro. Mookie, they are one of the best I've ever seen, bro. I don't know if you've heard of G, but when you get
hey, send them through, bro. So if Enzo's saying that they're good, then they must be good. He ain't gonna just say it for no reason. Hollywood Rock saying trophies. Football's about winning. Second place is the first loser. Fairs. Big up Pops. See, when you reach 50, technology becomes too much. Yeah, I hear it. Enzo's got to pattern that up, man. Yes, I'm free. New hobby unlocked, making things out of wood. That's one idea for you. I'm going to start that right there. So if you guys got any more hobbies for Enz, anything that you think, you know what, I do this, maybe Enz might find that interesting. And you know what, let me know too, because I've been looking for a new hobby for a minute, boy. I've been dying for something like that. Yeah, yesterday, Civil War Part 2. yeah, of course, man. Yeah, I mean, we're always here for violence. Like, that's Game of Thrones settings, bro. You don't know who's gonna get head chopped off. Scraps, big up in the building. And obviously just asking about that. But yeah, and obviously, you know, the conversation that we had yesterday anyway. Oh, let me just put that on mute. Sorry, I just had to let that plane fly over real quick. You tell me, or how do you see things? So obviously, like I said, I put the poll out, but how do you see the kind of dynamic when we're talking about obviously trophies? Like, does that then equate to necessarily a successful season, etc., etc.? How do you see everything, and how do you see the picture?
Do you know what? Based on the poll, obviously I voted for the obviously finishing the third and winning a trophy. But then obviously when Steve mentioned his one, to be fair, I probably didn't read the last one. I just thought getting into Champions League and also winning a trophy is a good thing. Bro,
that's why I threw it in there.
I would take winning trophies if you're telling me, but I get it, because obviously you want to win the league and you want to win the Champions League as well. But if you're telling me we can just rack up trophies all the time, bro, I'd rather take the trophies, bro. I can't just have, because I've seen our team look good, but not actually be good. Do you know what I mean? We look good on the field, cooking, footballing, through balls, reverse and step overs. And then at the end of the season, we look back and go, oh, so we're just here for the memories. So we just got memories of stepovers and memories of goals and memories of a clear off the line and memories of a save. While the other teams are like, oh, that's, in G's word, cute. We got trophies out here, bro. We're out here celebrating trophies on a bus and that, parading with the fans. I think I'd prefer the celebration on the bus with the fans, bro, the trophy parades, bro. I think I'd prefer that than just finishing second in the league, but being really good, by the way, but actually not equating to nothing. That's not successful, bro.
No. Listen,
You have to have something at the end of it. If football was just about who can accumulate points and we can just look great doing it, we just accumulate points, there was nothing to win at the end of it, great. Hats off to you. Play your sexy football, accumulate your points. But we know with football, it's at the end of the day, it's to win trophies. And I want to win trophies. So like this year, we won a trophy. You might not like it. You might dislike it. You might whatever. I get it. Some people prefer it. Some people don't. But at the end of the day, there's no way if Arsenal don't win something, just use them for an example. They can turn around to me and say, oh, well, we beat you twice this season. So what did you win, bro? All your great work. What did that equate to? What?
I hear it.
You got some great clean sheets. In G's word, cute, bro. You got 17 clean sheets. Yeah, great, man. Well done to you. I hit 16 goals and 10 assists this season as a winger. Nice, well done. Because all those goals and assists didn't equate to you winning trophies. That's all I'm gonna say. So I want to win trophies, G. Just to simplify it, every year I want to win something. And do I care what it is? If it's just one, then you go, oh, I wish I had two. And if it's one and it's one of the big ones, you're like, I'm content. But if it's just a little, the League Cup and that, you go, all right, cool, won something. All right, we'll move on to next season. Can we, add something else to that next season? But these men just looking like they just want to play good football and not win trophies, bro. I guess that's the measuring stick of these modern day fans now, bro. We just need banter. We just need talking points. So we don't want to talk about winning trophies then. You just want to talk about how many goals the next man go over a next man, or how many clean sheets the next man go over next man. All right,
I listen. Look, I agree. I agree with most of what you're saying, and I think that's why I put that third option in there. In regards to, okay, let's say obviously we know top four you get Champions League football, fifth place you get Europa League, right?
Yeah.
But what if you were to only get the fifth place, so meaning you don't make Champions League football, that's more money for your club and it's obviously putting you onto the highest stage, in Europe, but you're going to get 2 domestic trophies, so you're going to get a League Cup and an FA Cup. Would you much rather, let's say in that kind of scenario, would you take that? So we'll use that metric, and would you take that over finishing third and only getting 1 Carabao Cup now? What would you then?
It's 2 trophies, and I'm sure winning the FA Cup, it puts you into the Charity Shield match, so you have an option there again. Then not only that, you win the FA Cup, I'm sure it puts you into Europe as well. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah, so bro, you open up so many different avenues of winning too, bro. But yes, obviously, if you finish third, you're in the Champions League, and obviously you win the League Cup. Great, I get it, man. But at the same time, can you go and win? Are you a team that can go and win the Champions League? We're in that position now. We've now won something. We're in the Champions League. Can we go out there and win it? Time will tell, man. But obviously, the Champions League ain't as strong as it used to be. Real Madrid is just crazy at the moment. But apart from them, really, there's no one else out there. But I'd always take winning more trophies, bro. I never understood this. I love being in the Champions League, so I never understood why teams just only want to be in there and what you just want to make numbers up. I couldn't. That's why when in the season when everyone's like, oh, we need to throw away this and throw away that so we can go and focus on the league. And I'm like, yeah, that's well and good, bro. But that's if you're guaranteed that we can win the league at the end of it. And lo and behold, if we would have done all of what people said, bro, we ain't gonna win the league anyway, bro. It just worked out that we ain't gonna win it. Has that got to do with us playing more games? No, the players have just been shit. No, it's not because we play games. The players have just been shit in the last month or two. So, bro, I want to win everything, bro. I promise you. I am like Guardiola, bro. I want to win everything. You see, even the Charity Shield man was like, when Nunes scored that header and that we won 3-1, I was celebrating it, bro, because I like winning. I don't like losing, bro.
No,
I
of
want to
course.
win everything.
Of course, man.
I'm
Of
a sore
course.
loser, by the way, guys. Just to let you know. Man.
Yeah, I think we can. But I've heard you on Pro Clubs, man. Don't worry. Big up, honesty. He's saying, question: would you man take winning the Champions League and the FA Cup or Prem and Carabao? That's a good.
Winning? Would you man take winning the Champions League and the FA
good
Cup
question.
or Prem and the Carabao Cup?
I'll let you go first, and then I'll go.
because we've got, let's say, more the Champions League. I'll take the Prem.
Okay, let's just say, just for equal measure, so that we can get a more, I guess, fair-based answer. Because I agree, that's probably what you would go with off the rip, right? Let's just say you don't have any Prems or you don't have any Champions Leagues. So it could be the first.
Then what one would I choose?
Yeah,
the Prem is harder to win.
Okay.
So if you're talking about back in the day winning the Champions League, I would take that because I feel like that was a measure to show how good you are in, obviously, in the world. The Premier League shows how good you are in your country. But the Premier League was only back in the day, but you're talking about Man United and Arsenal was the only two really competing on that front. And then you had Chelsea once they got their money, then they started getting involved. Other than that, it was just Man United, Arsenal. But in the Champions League, you had Inter, you had AC, you had Juventus, you had Barcelona, you had Prime Real Madrid. Like, you had all these big teams. And if you could somehow win against them, because even one of the routes when we won in the we beat Juventus, we beat Inter Milan, we beat AC Milan. Do you know what I mean? So, and those were prime teams. So if you're talking about back in there, I'll choose the Champions League. But if you're talking about now, I want to win I'll take the Premier League just because this team, Man City, is crazy, bro.
Yeah, nah. It's actually harder, man. It's actually mad.
Someone said thanks to Liverpool as well, because if we didn't, stop them in that 1 year, I think they would have had 7. Because if they go and win it Sunday coming, that's 4 in a row. They had 2 before that, and the year that we smoked the league. So they could have been a 7-year champion if we didn't slide in between that. Do you know how, bro? All right. Sorry.
To be honest, no, it's not even that. To be honest, this is why I laugh when we call other leagues the Farmers League, because I'm just sitting there like, do you not see what's happening in our own league? Like, we literally have that same situation. But to honesty's thing, I'd probably go Prem and Carabao as well. I think I'm not going to say I value the Premier League more. Obviously, we're in England, isn't it? So there's going to be that bias towards it. But the way I look at the Champions League, as prestigious as I believe it is, I also feel that, like, I almost feel things can, and this is only because I've seen Porto win it and I've seen Liverpool win it. Those are the 2 teams that stand out for me in all the time that I've watched the Champions League since I've been alive, right? Those are the 2 teams that always stick out, because it makes me then think it's one of those things, like, not anybody can win it, but it doesn't seem like it's going to take you needing to be that good in order for you to actually win it. You don't have to almost be the best over a period of however many months and etc. etc. You just need to be literally the best on the day. Whereas the Premier League, bro, you actually have to be the best from more or less game 1 to game 38. And there is only a great, obviously for champions anyway, there's only like a tad bit of a grace period that you can have in order for you to suck and then go back to, being whatever. We see it, obviously, if we're talking about Manchester City as an example. We saw their blip when Rodri was out. There was no KDB. That was their kind of period where they could be bad, and it was only for like 3 or 4 games. I think Rodri was out for whatever, and then KDB obviously come back at the beginning of this year. So it was only that period where they were allowed to be bad, quote unquote. And then now for the rest of the season, they haven't lost a game. I think they said on Sky, hadn't lost a game since they lost to Aston Villa. Someone obviously in the chat, whoever's in there, RJ, if you're here, let me know how many games that is. But I'm sure that's like an 18-game run or some stupidness like that. That's dumb. Like, do you know how long you have to be good for in order for you to, and remember, we're still saying, and me and Enzo were speaking off air, bro, Arsenal still got a chance to win the Premier League anyway. So Man City could go on this 18-game run and lose on the last day of the season, or if they draw, then Arsenal win the game. Bro, all of a sudden now, things are just looking kind of crazy. So I'm going to say the Premier League in that regard, because I do think only in this league where I'm like, maybe in other leagues, I'm like, Bundesliga, like I will take the mick out of it and think, yeah, I don't think you need to be that great, you know what I mean, to almost win that. but I do believe the Premier League, you have to be kind of good over 38 games. Like, of course, you have to be good for the majority. So, you know, it is what it is. But great question, by the way. Honestly, great question. Pops is saying the League Cup has been discredited and disrespected, mostly by United and Arsenal fans, obviously because historically they haven't won it loads. I hear it, and maybe there's something in that. I remember Fergie, I believe Savage meant was talking about this yesterday.
Fergie was one
You know,
putting out the youngsters.
yeah, you know, throwing out youngsters, man's putting in John O'Shea and them, man. Like, he just putting in anybody into these into these kind of games because to him, you know, he didn't see it as a tournament that okay, I don't know, by the way, because I'm not a Manchester United fan, so you'd have to ask them. To me, he just looked at it like it's not that important. It's not a trophy that I'm going to be at all concerned with. And you're talking about, you know, one of the best, if not the best Premier League manager or one of the greatest managers of all time. And I almost feel that like he installed still obviously the elite mentality because he won 13 Premier League titles, but he installed a mentality where it was like at a period of time, we're only here to talk to the big people. We're only here to talk to the big boys. We don't care about that competition. That's going to be the competition where we'll play John O'Shea, Ravel Morrison's, and all of these, you know, kind of players and stuff like that. And we'll give them an opportunity to do X, Y, and Z because we're fighting for the Premier League year in, year out. As we saw, they've won a three-peat. You know, I think they've done a three-peat twice, actually. So that tells you where they were at. Get into Champions League semi-finals, finals, quarterfinal, all of these kind of things. They were fighting on such a big scale. To them, and again, this is just my observation of that situation. To them, I don't feel like he looked at it as for, yeah, this is something that's important. That like his winning mentality came in the form of Premier League, Champions League, and FA Cup, because that's the treble. And you know what's funny? Because I know some people are going to say, I haven't even looked at the chat, but I know some people will say, you know, Liverpool obviously won like a treble, quote unquote, you know, back in the day when they won like a League Cup, league, and whatever kind of thing. And that's absolutely true because technically treble just means three. So whatever three that is, it is what it is, right? I feel like he changed the narrative almost of what we would consider to be a treble. He almost, I'm not saying it wasn't there before because I don't know from the early 90s, but I feel like watching football, he changed that narrative around football in a general sense where it became more about I'm only here to, if you're not winning your domestic league title, the FA Cup equivalent in whatever country you're in, and a European or usually just Champions League, it can't be considered a treble. So it almost changed that narrative, you know, in and around football. And I think that's where I look at it almost like I'm kind of looking at it the way he does, where I'm just like, those are the only three trophies that I actually even care about. And FA Cup is obviously at the bottom, Premier League first, and then the Champions League, you know, kind of second, or just a little bit below, you know, the Premier League. I don't know about yourself, but can you see why? Or okay, what would be the difference between, say, him and a Pep Guardiola? Or do you think they're more or less the same, just doing it in different ways? Because as you said, Pep Guardiola wants to win everything, League Cup, Community Shield. He wants to win the whole lot. But Fergie never looked, to me, he never looked at it like, yeah, let's win the League Cup because it's going to help with X, Y, and Z, you know, as an example.
Yeah, I think with Fergie, he had the winning mentality 100%, but it wasn't. It was heavily like zoned into just winning the Prem. It was just heavily zoned into winning the Premier League.
Yeah.
And then if he could get the Champions League in there, it would. But with Pep, he wants to win everything, bro. There's no, if it's out there to win, he wants his team to win it. So that's why when you see with the Charity Shield, if he loses it, or Community Shield, whatever it is now, he wants to win that as well because he wants to breed that winning mentality, bro, throughout the whole team. And now they've got that because now he's embedded in them. Win this, win that, win that, win that. So now going into every competition, their mindset is to win every football game. And let's see what that brings at the end of the season. But it had to start from somewhere. But I think Fergie was more like, I just need to win the Prems. Just need to win Prem. Let me win Prem. Let me win Prem. So that's why he used to sacrifice the League Cup. And he used to sacrifice sometimes the FA Cup as well, so he can focus on the Premier League. So I think that's the only difference between the two of them. One just laser focused on one thing. The other one's laser focused on having a mad winning mentality. And that means we want to win everything.
Nah, I totally agree. And I think I guess it goes to what I just said there about it's just being done in a different way. It's just been seen, in a different way. Of course, I'm not saying that Fergie wouldn't mind winning a League Cup. Like, I'm not saying to say, oh, he's gonna hate it because I know I'm sure he's won a couple in the time. I don't really know, but I'm sure he's won a couple in his time that he's been at the football club, right? But at the same time, where your importance, obviously, by the way, I'm talking about, we'll get onto like the other teams, but I'm just talking about the top teams at this current moment in time, right? With the top teams, for me, I just think us as fans, we want to win of course you do. I want to go like, bro, just a little banter. Me and Enz will play football manager or whatever. Bro, man's going into the I want to win everything, you know. Like, I want to walk away with every trophy. He wants to walk away with every single trophy. Of course you do. You want to kind of just tick that off because as and I believe, honestly, there we go. You're saying it here, and it's funny that you mentioned this. And we are the most successful club because of winning those domestic cups. Otherwise, we can't speak to Manchester United, and I want to be above them every single time. This is what I'm talking about. So, from a fans banter kind of perspective, I think we look at it like that. I'm not saying that no manager wants to try and win. Of course, bro, if you can win the trophies, then win the trophies. But I think it's more a fan-driven thing. Fans, as N said, rightly so, he wants to win everything. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course, you don't want to be a loser. That's dead. I don't want to be known as a loser. But I just think when it comes to, because of the money in football, especially that playing a key factor here, because of the money, clubs don't always, in my opinion, I don't feel like they look at it like that. Now, I'm not at a football club right now, so I can't tell you exactly what they're talking about in the boardroom meetings and etc. etc. But I do believe that with some clubs, there will obviously be an importance placed upon these kind of trophies. So, prime example, in my opinion, I would think that a team like Spurs, when they go into the season, for a team who haven't won anything or won one League Cup in like however many years, they will go into every like into the next season, for example, and look at that tournament. That's why I think when Spurs got knocked out early in the League Cup this season, I'm sure a lot of fans were quite annoyed because they obviously saw that as a pathway to just gain a trophy. Haven't won a trophy for years. Teams on a crazy drought at the moment. We don't win anything else. So it's like there presents an opportunity that we know some of the big teams are not always going to. Liverpool not going to play their best team. Arsenal going to play a couple of youngsters. City are going to throw in, Oscar Bob and all these kind of guys. So there's an opportunity if we just play our best players that we possibly can. We're not in Europe, so we can treat it almost like a European campaign in terms of playing twice a week, in some weeks and blah blah blah. We could potentially go and win that, and that's contextual for Spurs. They might look at that competition or the FA Cup. Can we win those domestic trophies to almost give us that boost because we haven't won anything for such a long time? Remember, Liverpool are not a club who haven't just the Premier League, 30 years. But in that time, in that whole 30-year period, I've seen us win every single trophy. I've seen a UEFA Cup, I've seen a Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup. I've seen all these Community Shield. I've seen all of these trophies. We've won all of these kind of trophies. So we're in a stage now anyway where because we are so much better than we were before, the importance level of all of these trophies now is obviously going to take a step back. Now we're challenging for the Premier League. Now it's and saying there about Liverpool being in the Champions League. It's like, okay, well, really, we might be one of the strongest teams, in the Champions League. When have we ever been able to say that? We've never. I don't remember any time period, where we've been able to say, oh yeah, we're one of the actual favorites or in the top 4 favorites, Real Madrid, Manchester City, maybe Bayern Munich. Then you'd probably look at like Liverpool as the next team, so yeah, man, again, I think it's just more centered, in my opinion, in around those kind of things. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I wanted to ask you though,
cool,
when we are looking at this season, and we'll just use this season because otherwise we can go on for too long. When we're looking at this season, and by the way, Arsenal fans, don't kill me, don't shoot me. The season's not over. I know you could still win the Premier League, but let's say they don't, as we all expect them not to do. Manchester City will go on and win that 4-peat, right? So Arsenal will obviously finish second. Champions League football again, second season running, in the title race until the final day of the season, but no trophies. Liverpool will, of course, finish third. Been out of the title race now for about a month, 2 months, whatever you want to say. But they've got themselves a Carabao Cup, which is obviously the lowest out of all of them, but it's still a trophy. Knocked out of Europe as well, and obviously, of course, knocked out the FA Cup. If you looked at the 2 seasons, who would, in your eyes, would you say they've had a more successful season than the other?
It's hard to answer it because it feels like I'll come from a biased standpoint, being a Liverpool fan. But I will answer it. I'm just trying to say they'll be like, "Oh, you're only saying that because you're Liverpool."
Yeah, no, of course.
No,
listen, they're gonna say that anyway, regardless.
But for me personally, bro, like, yes, it's all well and good. We saw on the like Brendan Rodgers when we was playing amazing football, the counter attack, Suarez, Sturridge, Sterling. We was looking cool in it. We're looking great, playing great football. But there was nothing to accumulate. We didn't get nothing at the end of that. There was no trophy to go, oh yeah, all that amazing stuff. Defense was, playing all right. Midfield was good. And the strikers were just, we're scoring goals. The goals are looking beautiful. Nothing to equate to that. How many times have we competed against the Manchester City? Playing some great football, our best ever front three. We've gone a few seasons where we didn't even win the title, but we played great, amazing football, 90+ points.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll always, bro, take trophies over not winning anything. I'll always take a trophy, bro, because at the end of the day, that is the whole point of football. It's to win at the end of it. It's to win games and it's to win big honors and trophies. And then at the end of the back end of winning them trophies, then you get your individual awards, your golden boots, your golden gloves, your assist trophies, all of those amazing things, league player of the season, young player, you get all of those amazing stuff a part of it. But to play good football and then it equates to nothing, bro, it must be demoralizing a bit. And I feel like Liverpool, we've been through that. But as I said, Arsenal still have a chance. It's not like Man City's already.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But if Man City, tie up the title on Sunday, then all that amazing work you did all this season, it was for nothing. Some people can say, well, it's progress. But it's not progress because progress is bettering what you did. You finished second last season and you're potentially going to finish second again. That's not progress, bro. You're stagnating. You're staying the exact same. There's nothing different.
Would you not say, okay, just to that point before you continue, would you technically not still say that will be improvement because last season they fell off much earlier, whereas this season they're taking it to the final day and still within a shout to actually win it?
Because obviously, apart from like myself and a couple of us that we said, Liverpool can win the title. Realistically, we knew that Arsenal and Man City are the only two really there that was competing. So Arsenal finishing second isn't like, I'm not surprised. I'm not like, oh my days, so surprised that you guys have finished second. No one's done that because they saw how well they did last season. They invested into the squad, got Declan Rice, which you'd assume would have made them better. They bought Raya, you'd assume to make them better. And they bought, I can't remember who else they added to. Maybe Trossard they added, or was he there from last season? I can't remember. But they added players to make their team better. So you're like, okay, second is where we was at. So now we need to either get better than second or we need to win some trophies to show that progression. Where was Liverpool last season? Outside of the race. This season, we've won a trophy and back in the Champions League. That's his progression. That is, okay, this is what we did. Now we can show you on paper that we've gone up. We finished 2 places above where we finished last season, and we've added a trophy to it as well. It might not, as I said, this might not be what everyone wants, which is fine, but it's still progression. But Arsenal finished second last season and won no trophies, and now finished second this season and won no trophies. So how can anyone turn around and say that is progression? That's you lying to yourself as a fan, bro. Like Liverpool can't finish 5th, and then we finish 5th again on 3 extra points, and I go, we were amazing. That's progression, bro. We finished 5th again. What? Charles should be happy over 3 extra points? Really? Nah, bro. Come on, man.
I think you see, and big up, guys. Don't worry, I'm starring all the questions and stuff like that, so I'll definitely get into all of them. But I think like it's mad, yeah, because that last point that you're making, right? I think when it comes to a situation like being 5th, as an example, and then finishing 5th again, and you obviously maybe just get 3 extra points, right? Cool. I think, yes, in that situation, and this is why I say contextual to the team, in that situation, I would say yeah, you've not really improved upon, depending on what the team is. Like if Brighton finished 6th this season, I would still call that a successful season for them because of who Brighton are, and they're not a team renowned for getting a top 6 place. And we would look at that like, oh right, they've been able to maintain exactly what they've been able to do. That has to be deemed, as well as being in Europe as well in that competition, even though they got knocked out, it would be seen as a somewhat successful season because they're a smaller club. They don't have the they don't have the resources and stuff, obviously, of the Man Uniteds, the Man Cities, Arsenal, Liverpool, blah blah blah. So I would get that. I would look at, though, for Arsenal, for me, I'm like, yeah, I would still call it having a successful season. But obviously, we're talking about being 5th and being 1st. The reality is, regardless of anything, where even if you thought, man, like Arsenal could win the league, and I thought they could potentially win this league this season, you still knew that they're not actually the best team, though. So yes, they've got a chance, just like everyone else would technically have a chance, and they've got a higher chance than most. But they're not the team that I'm thinking that's a guarantee or somewhat guarantee. It's still always going to be Manchester City until such time Pep Guardiola leaves the football club. So when I look at the fact that they're able to take it to the last day, for them, and we're just looking at them solely, I'm gonna call that like, nah, I'll still call it successful to finish 2nd, because it's not like you tailored off at like whatever game that they tailored off last season, and they're in the position where the last 4 games, I think it was Man City played, or 3 games, and it doesn't even matter anymore. You actually are taking it to the very last day. And again, like I said, Arsenal fans, don't shoot me. You still have the opportunity of course, winning the league anyway. Win your game and pray that Manchester City don't win their game. You are now the Premier League champion. So all of a sudden, 90 minutes of football might just change your whole outlook on how we even view this thing. It may change. Like, your answer might not be the same, purely if 90 minutes will go by and they win, and they end up winning the league.
But that's the great thing of having this conversation, because we're talking from a now standpoint. And
Exactly.
we've said, like, if they go and win it, of course, that's progression. You finish 2nd, you've won it. That's progression. But what I can't have is people saying, or what you just mentioned, oh yeah, but they closed the gap, and and blah blah blah. Yeah, that's nice. That's great. That's beautiful.
Okay, I won't say progression. I'll say, okay, I'm not use the word progression then, because I agree with you. Actually, it won't be a progression. It is somewhat of a progression.
Here's why it's not, because that's you assuming that you have improved and the other team has been better as well, and you've improved to catch them. Man City haven't been better than what they were last season. So technically, you haven't. It's not like you've closed the gap. It's just that Man City have dropped off slightly to allow you to then catch them. Because if Man City stayed consistent like they were the season before, the gap would have still been the exact same. The only reason why you were able to do this is because they had that drop-off period. They got the transfers wrong, in my opinion, this season. But how wrong did they get it? Because they can still win the title.
I was just about to say,
they got it wrong to a point where they could have just gone and smoked everyone absolutely. Because, let's say, for an example, they did get the Declan Rice deal across the line. Let's say, for an example, the Paqueta deal crossed the line as well. Because remember, it was only late on where West Ham was like, nah, we don't want to let him go now. But let's say they got those 2 in. Are you telling me Arsenal would have still done this?
No.
Declan Rice and Paqueta in their team. No, it would have been this. They would have just went, nah, sorry guys, see you later. Because now we got ballers in there that's going to just cook teams differently. So those period when they were missing the Rodris, Declan Rice would have stepped in. Everyone loves Declan Rice. Everyone tells me he's the best. He's one of the best DMs. He's second best in the Prem. So if Man City would have got him, there's no way you're telling me Arsenal will close the gap. So Man City got it wrong. Arsenal got it right. And that's why they were able to close it. But it's not like last season, bro. Man City weren't this good this season. And then Arsenal was just amazing that they caught them. Nah, bro.
Okay. And I'm going to get to the question, because you just said something that made me think, okay. Would you say when Liverpool finished 2nd in 18-19, would you say that Manchester City side was better than the side that we faced then the following season? Now, here's why I asked you this before I know you go into one, right? That season, and we know Liverpool fans, we do it all the time. Oh, we got 97 points. We didn't win the Premier League, so 97 points doesn't mean anything to me anyway. Like, I'm like, I don't really I don't really care because you didn't win anything with those 97 points. So as great as you can maybe just look at it in terms of a Premier League kind of standpoint, I don't have it high up in my rankings of, oh, that was amazing. What I rate the most is winning the Champions League in itself that season, right? We faced that Manchester City side. I don't know if people remember that Manchester City side and the players that they had, the Agueros and stuff like that. Very, very good team, by the way. Very, very good team. The following season, obviously they get their couple injuries. I think it was maybe Laporte and maybe KDB, I think, got injured that season, but they were out for a lengthy period of time. They weren't as good anyway as they were. That's the point I'm trying to make. Obviously, we ended up winning the league. So are you looking at that almost in the same measure as Arsenal right now, where if Arsenal were to win this league, for example, on Sunday or whenever it is it not like the same thing technically? Because you're facing a team, like how much better did you get if you're facing a team that have dropped off? And obviously that season that we won the league, they had dropped off massively. Like, bro, that's 20 points. They must have dropped off. And even if you don't want to admit massively, they definitely dropped off a little bit.
No, they
more
did,
than enough. Yeah, more than enough.
Obviously, I don't think it mattered what Man City would have done because Liverpool was just, I don't know, crack, whatever it was, bro, heroin, whatever you want to call it, bro. We did something differently that we did not want to lose a game of football. At the same time, though, Man City did lose one or two key players really early. The first player they lost, Sane, in the Charity Shield game against us. They lost him to the whole season. And you're like, bro, he's a massive difference to how they were playing because he was just an out-and-out problem. And I can't remember the other player that got injured as well. But I don't think it would have mattered because Liverpool was just hell-bent on winning every game we played. Remember, what did we win? 19 games in a row, the first 19 games, and then we lost the 20th game to Watford or something along those lines.
Something like that,
And then after we lost that one, then we went again, and then we were just carrying on. And then obviously, you know, the pandemic happened and whatever, and then we obviously had to come back and resume. But yeah, man, I just feel like Liverpool that season was just like, nah. And not only that, man, injuries was a big factor for us as well. Like the players stayed fitter over a longer period, which massively helped. And the Man City didn't fix the issues that they had, bro. That's all it was. But that was a massive improvement because we got close and then we just blitzed everyone. Arsenal ain't blitzed everyone.
True. Yeah.
They ain't blitzed everyone. They've done better against the top. The top was in the top. We saw the graph yesterday. They done better against them. Yeah, but then what? That don't equate to winning the title at the end, bro. What Liverpool did though was, bro, if we win 19 in a row, that's half the season, and we don't win the league, nah, bro. Then I don't know. You can't win the first 19 and then don't go on to win it. We just kept extending the gap. And Man City was like, bro, we can't keep up with this. It's not like Man City said, oh, we can't keep up with Arsenal. Arsenal's just winning, Man City just carrying on as normal. That season was a massive improvement because we just went ham. Arsenal ain't gone ham, bro. They've looked vulnerable this season. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm just agreeing. Like, it's like you're right. I'm not saying that they've gone ham this season and then just blitz the league. But remember, we never had a free team type of league, bro. Welcome for these planes, bro. We've never had like a free team kind of league where there's been this like free teams going hammer and tongs. We've never had obviously the situation where you've got a Manchester United who are shit, Chelsea who are also shit. Like we've never really had these kind of situations. So that's why I look at it and I'm like, okay, fairs. Don't worry, Sav. I see you in the building. I'm going to bring you in a second. But that's why I look at this season and all I'm doing is just asking the question. I'm just, just playing, the protagonist. Do we still look at it almost the same way? And this is only if, by the way, if they were to actually win it. Because of course, if they don't win it, it's going to just be a moot point anyway.
It has to be improvement, bro. Like if you win it, that's improvement. Finish second, you've now won it. That's improvement. Yeah. You've not only then you can add the lovely stuff. Oh, you closed the gap. Oh, great, you got the golden gloves. Great that you had the most. You can add all of those other accolades that I spoke about earlier because you progressed and you've won the league. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
And then, but that's it, bro. But if you don't go and win it, who cares about your golden glove, bro? It didn't equate to nothing. Who really cares, bro? No one cares, bro. Who cares if you had the most clean sheets, bro? No one cares. You didn't win the league, bro. All that hard work for nothing. Can't be studying the whole night, all week, all day, for 10 months, bro, and then fail your driving test, bro, every single time. What's the point, bro? Just walk, bro. It's not for you, bro. Just walk in it. It's not for you, bro.
I said, just walk, bro. Like,
yeah, it's not for you, bro. Like, you can't be studying that hard and then failing, bro. Like, it's long. Just walk.
Nah, big up Savage. Big up.
You start telling them, oh, I did put in. You're gonna tell your examiner, oh, I did put in 2 hours every day. No one cares, bro. That's nice and that, but no one cares. You put in 2 hours, bro. You didn't pass.
No,
people have to pass their exam, bro. If they don't pass it, trust me, people just think, oh, they can just go again. Remember when it was us? What did they say? It's going to affect them. Remember that was the little narrative and spinning points. Oh, it's going to affect Liverpool. They can't be pushing Man City all the way and not. What does it do to the moral of the morale as the players and all of this? What does it do to the manager's mindset? You remember all of these statements. So Arteta didn't win it last season. If they don't win it again this season, let's pay attention and see if that's the same narrative, bro. What is it with the man then? Let's see what happens, bro. Because now you're telling me, oh, no, he's going to make them stronger again. Where was that for us?
No, listen, I agree with you. Of course,
our manager is dead. Us and that and don't win nothing. That's what they told us, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. We weren't given the same kind of.
Arsenal, I promise you better win it, bro. Because listen, hey, you better win.
Big up to you guys. Big up, Savage. I want to get you two in, obviously, on
this
conversation.
Conversation.
We were talking about this, of course, last night. Good conversation, by the way, as I mentioned before. I guess, guys, don't worry. As I said, I've starred all the questions. I'm now up to everything now. So once these two kind of give their opinion, we'll get into the questions. So keep all the questions coming in because I think this is a very, very good, interesting conversation. Tariq, if you are available, please, I need you to hop in. I need you to hop in. I need to have your say on this, being an Arsenal fan. But yeah, we'll start off with you, Sav. Chat to me, man, in terms of this whole. I don't know if you see the poll I put out on YouTube.
Yeah.
So obviously I put second, but in the title race, no trophies. Third, out of the title race, but you get one trophy, which will be the League Cup, and you can get fifth, Europa League football, so no Champions League, but you get 2 domestic trophies. Now, obviously, we've heard everyone talk. Everyone's only here for trophies, right? Everyone only wants to win trophies, by the way. So, yeah, I would love to hear your take on this, man.
It's an interesting poll you put up. It's a bit tricky still, man. Dark arts, and I understand Slytherin. Big up.
Yeah, bro. Slytherin, bro. Come on, you know.
Yeah, because
Draco,
that poll can only be in hindsight, innit? Because going into a season, of course. Okay, so if it's in hindsight, then I don't give a shit about the title race if I ain't gonna win it. If at the beginning of every season you go, Liverpool, you're gonna be in the title race, you're not gonna win, or you can win some trophies. I'm winning the trophies, bro. I'm not here for heartbreak every time if I know. But if it wasn't in hindsight, then I'm gonna be on the title race thing the whole time, innit? Because I'm thinking we're gonna get the big trophy at the end, apart from the Champions League, of course. It does come down a bit individual. I heard most of what you said, and even yesterday when you're speaking to 12 as well, like it comes down to there's so many different groups now of football fans. You know, they're not all united as one because there's social media now, so everyone's in different pockets of space, and some people are worried about banter and rivalry. Some people are inspired by clubs outside of England that makes you want to do bigger for your club. Some people are living by tradition and they've grown up with a certain way and they kind of enjoy it. So I'm kind of in between that, and I understand the argument. That's what I said to you yesterday, that even what you guys on about with Arsenal, just the engines was packing Arsenal in. But I understood what you said, because if I'm having a proper footballing conversation, of course they've progressed, bro. I can see the way they play football is, you know what I mean? But that conversation's only for when you really want to be serious, or if you're an Arsenal fan. Because if you're an Arsenal fan trying to talk to another fan who's won something, it's falling on deaf ears. Nobody cares. That's why I don't care about Liverpool's 97 points. All that done for me was it just made me not be angry at the team. Like I wasn't disappointed at them because it was so many points. I was like, you've actually tried the best you could do here, bro. Like I'm not mad at it, but I would never use that against another team. Liverpool fans have been doing that for seasons. Like, you finished at 97. I said, but you don't get a trophy for that, bro.
Yeah, facts.
You don't even talk about it when you go into the stadium tour. There's nothing on the wall. There's no plaque. This is that great season you had. Nobody cares, bro.
Yeah, no one cares.
But the trophies. I don't have too much on it because I kind of remember feelings yesterday too. But all the trophies are important to me, but I understand when everyone else uses it in a different way. I think I brought up the Fergie thing because I remember it. I remember it, bro. Like there was obviously back then the social media wasn't as high. So I remember everyone going on this Mickey Mouse Trophy, because it was called the Worthington Cup before the Carling Cup, and they called it the worthless trophy. But then I remember him having an interview after they beat Wigan 4-0. And he was kind of disputing what they were saying about him. He said, I don't believe all that stuff. He said the stuff came out saying that I called it the worthless trophy before. It's like, nah, that's not it at all, man. It's a great occasion for us and stuff like that. And I think at that point, Man U hadn't won the trophy for 2 years.
Yeah.
Which adds the relevancy to what he said yesterday about the context in it. They're a trophy winning team. And then, which is, the world's full of losers now. So then it was then it was like a meltdown for United. Like, they haven't won a trophy for 2 years. You can go ages without winning a trophy now and win one after. So it made sense.
No one cares. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I'm a bit more like, obviously I come from trying to go to loads of games and all that stuff. So when it comes to them trophies, the big moments and all that, but I do understand the context of where they land. And that's fine by me because I'm not affected by another fan. Like, rival fans don't bother me at all, bro. So if I'm excited that I won a League Cup, and another rival fan's like, oh, you only want to League Cup. I'm like, I don't really care what you think at all, bro. I know how I felt at the time. I know how I was enjoying the game and all this stuff. So, yeah, it's a bit... I think as well with the League Cup, it doesn't help the fact that it's mid-season, innit? Because when you watch when you watch people outside of England win it, even though they're winning mid-season, they take it a lot more serious. Like, they wouldn't be talking about it like it's nothing, innit? But winning it in like February times when you've got another game like 3 days later. Even when you hear them talk to Klopp and that after the game, it's like, we don't have time to celebrate, bro. We'll enjoy it tonight, and then tomorrow we've got to get back, recovery, training, run it back again. If the League Cup was at the end of the season, probably feel a little bit different about it. But people do bend the narrative, though. That's one thing I don't do, even though I should be Liverpool biased, but I don't bend narratives in it. So I heard you say it earlier, and it's right. When it comes to like the trebles and the cups and all that, there's always context to that as well. When Liverpool fans running around talking about the quad this season, it ain't the same quad just talking about 3 seasons ago. It's because it would have been the Europa League, so it would have been less than what you was talking about before, but you still would have enjoyed it between the fan base. Just that if Man City, for example, ended up winning 4, but they won it with not the Europa League and the Champions League, well, in that argument, Man City winning it. That's the Europa League versus the Champions League. That's what it is. Context, man. Context.
Yeah. And this is it, man. Thiago, man. Chat to the people, bro. What you telling me? How do you kind of see this whole... Yeah, and also in answer, I want your answer to what would you prefer? So 5th, Europa League football, but 2 domestic trophies, so no Champions League. 4th, 3rd out of the title race, 1 League Cup. 2nd in the title race to the very last day, but no trophies.
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Sorry, you. Sorry.
Okay, no.
He ain't been here for so long. He don't even know his own name. He don't even know his own name.
Injured.
What is it? Depends, innit? I think if
but what would you want? Forget what.
But that's what I'm saying. It depends. It depends because if I think I've got a chance of winning the major trophies, right, then you want to push yourselves. You want to push yourself to go and win those trophies. So if you have a chance to go and get in the Champions League, right, or you have a chance to win the Champions League, like if City's season ended up with them finishing 6th, but an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup, that's not successful. I don't care what anyone goes and says. That's not successful because they're good enough to go all the way and, do you know what I mean, win the Champions League, win the Premier League. So, of course, there's a caveat to that. You got to look at Spurs, though, right? If Spurs won the double FA Cup and Carabao Cup, those guys will be legends forever, innit? At Spurs, like if we're being honest. So, again, it just depends on where, again, is this for Liverpool? Is this for me personally? For Liverpool, like just is where it is. We're a cup team, innit? World Cup team.
I'm not even. You know what? What's so mad about the question is, I'm not even talking about it from what team. I'm just saying, just as a fan of football. Obviously, if you want to put in a team or whatever, because you and Savage just said the same thing I've been trying to say for time, and I said yesterday. It's all contextual to whatever team that you are. You just said it there about Spurs. If Spurs go and do that, for example, oh my goodness, Spurs could finish 8th and win 2 domestic trophies.
Yeah,
and as you said, they'll be
you
legend.
put it this way: in Birmingham, yeah, the Blues fans are still laughing at Villa fans because they won the League Cup and Villa ain't won a trophy in however long, bro. And then Blues beat Arsenal in 2011 for that trophy.
Yeah, I remember. Before Martin's in them, man.
Them man, so Villa fans will sing, "Oh, we won." You know, they took our song and they won the trophy in 1982 and that. And Blues fans are just like, "Yeah, I hear all of that, bro, but you ain't won a trophy." These are taking the piss, bro. They're like, "You won one trophy since Hitler's been dead and that, bro." They're taking the piss out of them, bro.
What man said that?
Yeah, bro, because they're just like, we've got a trophy and you ain't, bro. We got the freshest one on the lot in it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? We can just dust it off. What have you got to dust off in that, bro? You know what I mean?
You see football fans are shameless, bro. They're shameless. Sorry, go on. Sorry, Tiago, go on.
Yeah, so but and that's what I'm saying. So again, success is different. It's different for anyone. You go and look at like Brighton, innit? For them being in the what's it called? In the Europa League and getting as far as they did, that's success for them, innit? They're like like we had European like nights and stuff. You go and look at West Ham. West Ham were in the conference. Like it's massive for them, innit? Like they're singing, "We're champions of Europe." You'll never sing that to Arsenal when they're beating them 2-0. And that's what it is, right? But so that's where the issue comes with. And I think if you want to apply context to like the Arsenal situation, Arsenal in the past have obviously, even the fans themselves have not been happy because they were getting top 4 and they were getting in the Champions League, but they were getting dumped out in the round of 16 all the time. Like they knew they never had a chance in hell of winning the trophy. This season, though, with how they went in the league and the Champions League, they'll take that because they look at it as the journey. Like, cool, FA Cup, look, if we just put all our eggs in that basket, we probably could have won that. But we really believe we could win the Champions League. We really believe we could win the Premier League. So they're going to look at that as like, if they just ended up with the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, it'd be like, what is this? Like, even when we look at Liverpool, I'm looking at like beginning of the season, I thought we were going to finish 5th in it. Yeah, and I didn't think we'd get into the Europa League and stuff. So the fact that we finished 3rd, we entertained this idea of a title race. For me, I'm like, right, you done better than you done better than my estimations. Like the team performed better than I thought they would. On top of that, you picked up a cup. That's better than what I thought. Now, of course, within the season, though, you've spoken about it before. You said how, you know, for clubs individually, the kind of the expectations change depending on how you're performing in that season. So, I mean, you're looking at it right now, like, what? You finished 3rd in the Carabao Cup and you got dumped out the FA Cup by United, dead. Like you guys crashed out this season, right? But
that's exactly how I look at it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's how you're viewing it. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, you're right. Like Liverpool won a Carabao Cup, and it is what it is. I never thought Liverpool winning the league, innit? I never thought people were saying, "Oh, I think we're going to win the Europa League." I was like, no. I was saying no. I don't think we're going to win the Europa League. I said it's going to be tough. It's going to be proper tough. You've got more games to play. You're going to random clubs. Do you know what I mean? You just don't know what's gonna hit you. And Atalanta proved to be obviously our downfall. So it's again how you viewing it. Like this season, we won a cup, and I know Enzo's saying, "Oh yeah, look, we won a cup and you haven't done anything." But if you go back to like, no, when Liverpool were, didn't win the Carabao Cup or FA Cup, but I don't know, got to the Champions League final and finished 2nd by a point, right? I look at that season and that's for me more successful than what we've done here. Even though on paper you ain't won a Carabao Cup. That journey, like I really believe Liverpool can win the league. I really believe we can win the Champions League. Do you get it? But and I think that's where for me there's a kind of you got to kind of judge it.
You know, G Paul, because that's why I asked him. It's in hindsight, bro. So you already know what's going to happen, and then it's like, which one would you pick? That's why I picked the trophies because I'm not picking 2nd place when I know we're going to get that. Fuck that.
No, it's listen. I'm going to go through some of the questions now anyway, but I think that's how Jerry, you said it there perfectly about how I kind of view it. Now, I'm with you. I didn't think Liverpool would do well this season in that regards, but I guess as you say, as the season kind of goes on, like those expectations, they end up changing, like fortunately, unfortunately. So I do look at it and think, yeah, like I'm like, I don't look at this season and think to myself, I don't feel anyway like I've had a better season than Arsenal. Like I don't feel that way. Like the Carabao Cup isn't big enough for me to be like, because we picked up a trophy. Like it to me, and I'm not saying it is before anybody shoots me down, because I know where this is heading anyway. I'm almost looking at it kind of like how I would look at like the Community Shield, where I'm just like, yeah, obviously it's better than the Community Shield, by the way.
Really?
But I almost look at it at that same metric where I'm like, yeah, like I couldn't like I wouldn't care if I won this tournament, because it's not a tournament that I'm looking at for my team. Even at the beginning of this season, I still didn't get like that wasn't even the trophy that if Liverpool were to win something, that wasn't even the trophy I was thinking about. I was thinking more Europa League or FA Cup. I was like, right, if you could just win one of those two, I'd probably even class it more as a successful season. If of course you then finish in the top four and whatever, then I'm compiling all of that together, and then I would say, yeah, 100%, man. I think that's somewhat of a successful season, so to speak. So when I'm looking at how the season, and again, as you say, savage hindsight, but when I'm looking how the season has obviously kind of ended, I'm just kind of like, you take into consideration everything we've just seen so far this season. Only one more game, we're not going to see anything different, and the top two potentially changing. But when I'm looking at everything, I'm like, it's like, are we doing the fan thing where we're literally, because we are fans, we're almost like, man will take any trophy because it gives us like an extra trophy to say, oh, we're behind Manchester, or we're in front of Manchester United by this amount of trophies and rare tear, like, or are we actually trying to be a bit more serious and being like, I'm not saying it's so they don't win it. Of course, if you're there to play it and you're in the final, go and win it. But I'm saying I'm not going to look at that now and almost override what Arsenal have kind of been doing this season, where I'm like, they've taken a Premier League title race to the final day of the season. To me, that's already a better season overall than what we've had. Obviously, we've won a trophy. Luckily, in the end, we've been able to win in a knockout tournament. I get that, but it's even the worst one out of every single one that you could potentially win in a season. I can't. There's something about it. I can't even give it the ratings that I feel everybody else is.
Man U fans done it last season.
No, and you know what? I'm so happy you just mentioned Manchester United,
exactly the same,
because you know where I'm going with it. Manchester United won the League Cup last season
and finished first.
Nobody rated their season last season. Nobody rated.
And that's why when you said, is it to the fans and that? Personally, I care about winning the trophy, but as a whole, this is what I understand, because last season, everyone knew that Man U were pants on it.
They were pants, and they won the League Cup and finished third.
Yeah, so they beat Newcastle in the final, and then they finished third. But then once the season was over and Arsenal realised they couldn't win the title, when you see the argument between the both, it doesn't really allow you to cuss Arsenal. It's just almost like there's a force field around you now. Arsenal fans, don't talk to me on it. Because you win anything. And you win the same. But they both got Champions League football as well.
All right, cool. Quick one then, yeah? 2 points. The first one is just to play devil's advocate.
Play.
And I hear that, right? But
wait, guys, let Jerry ask a question. I'm going to get into the question. Sorry, go on.
All right, we're looking at it as an individual season, and I get what you're saying, like intrinsically, like they've had a better season than us in the Premier League and stuff, right? But if you were to go and span that over, let's say, a 5 or 10 year period, right, where for the next 5 years, Liverpool win the Carabao Cup for the next 5 years, every single season, right? Yeah. No matter where they finish, they win the FA Cup. I mean, or Carabao Cup, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Arsenal take the title mad far and do what they've done, but they do that for 5 years as well and don't win jack.
You're asking me.
Do you go and look at it and like, no, you know what, Arsenal, they're that team, you know, like, or do you look at it like, bro, like you actually haven't done anything? Because when Tottenham were doing this, when Tottenham were consecutively, like, do you know what I mean, they were in this title race, they were there or thereabouts, they got to a Champions League final, but they didn't win it, and all this type of stuff. That was the narrative. It was like, but you guys aren't doing anything. You've done all of this, you play all this nice football, but there's no substance to what you're doing at all.
I would take in that situation, saying over 5 years, I would probably end up taking that League Cup. Like, I'll just say, all right, you know what? Are you saying that we don't finish? We finish in the same like third position.
It doesn't matter. We can finish fourth. We can finish fifth. We can finish whatever. But every season, you know, like Liverpool win. Like whether it's a Carabao Cup, FA Cup, just one of those two, Liverpool are winning for the next 5 years. But Arsenal finish second, push it close. They're 1 or 2 points off, but they never win it, and they don't win the Champions League, and they're not in the FA Cup, and they're not in they get knocked out in the Carabao Cup in the first round.
I would take the trophies, and I would only just take it like it would only be because you said 5 years. Like if it was a bit shorter, like you said, okay, for the next 2 seasons, I would still take Arsenal every day. Because you said 5 years, a bit of a long time for your team not to win anything. And then for you, 1 season, that's why I say with 1 season or 2 seasons, I'm like, it's not that deep. I don't think it's that big.
But this is what I'm saying. So when we look at Arsenal, but all right, cool. 3 years then. Because Arsenal now is 2 years. It's 2 seasons now.
What did we win? No, we didn't win anything last year. This season we won the League Cup.
Yeah.
3 years.
So Liverpool. So look at Liverpool. Yeah. When you look at it, Liverpool won the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Yeah. No. That was, we did. Liverpool won the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. We then obviously had our season last year, and we won the Carabao Cup in between that. It's now going on 2 years consecutively where Arsenal haven't challenged anything. They haven't got to a Champions League final, haven't got to a Carabao Cup final, haven't got no finals, just running it close in the Prem. They've got next season now. What constitutes success for them? I know that's the question of the show. What's success for them then? Because if they like I'm literally trying when you break it down, it's like if they win the Carabao Cup now, is that success for them?
I know what G's problem is, man. If that League Cup for Liverpool came every season with a Champions League qualification, he'll take it, bro. He's not comfortable about winning the Carabao Cup and finishing 10th and that.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, where does it matter? Where? Because, like, let's say, okay, you know, forget even all that. Okay, I'll just answer the question. Like I said, I'll take it for 3 years. I'll take it for 3 years, but I'm not going to be gassed about it in any such way. I can't be, because I'm just going to look at it like, let's say if Luton for the next 3 seasons ended up winning that's like me saying, what if a championship team won the League Cup for the next 3 years? Would we be looking at it like they having like better seasons than an Arsenal who finished on the last day of the season second? I don't know. Like, but the difference is you're all competing together in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, essentially. Like, I know Carabao Cup's a bit different, but you're competing against everyone, right? In that league, they're only competing against those players in the league. So Arsenal, essentially what you're doing is you're competing, when you're winning the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, you are competing against an Arsenal. You are competing against a City. You may not face them, but you're all competing in the same competition. So the levels of success and failure, you're both in it to win it. So we're beating you. Like, technically, Liverpool beat Arsenal to the Carabao Cup. They didn't face them, but we beat you to it, bro. We're both in it. We both started in the same race. We're not in the same lane. I'm not next to you, but I beat you to it. Listen, I'll like I said, to answer the question, for 3 seasons is the cutoff. Is that cutoff? 2, nah. I'd rather finish second. I don't care about the Carabao Cup. 3,
cool. On that then, just to speak about Arsenal, if Arteta doesn't win if it's the same season again next season, they're playing ball, they're signing players, they're going on this journey, but they're not winning. Does Arteta get sacked then? What do you do with Arteta?
I was just going to ask. When Joe was speaking, I was just going to ask the same question.
Back him off, bro.
Because I don't if I'm honest, bro, I don't. You know, everything's turned to
where are you, bro?
Most things now sound like a narrative to kill the rivals with, and in a banter way, and that to throw shots at them and throw memes at them and that. But because I don't really care about that, bro. When people say, when I hear the sack Arteta thing, in my head, I'm like, you lot fucking crazy, bro. That's what I think straight away. But I get it, because we've made up this imaginary timeline of when you should win a trophy or when you should do this, and I get that's fine. But when I watch the way he plays football and stuff like that, they're clearly better at football now. I don't think he should be sacked. It's not like he's got to the point where he can't get them over the line yet. Like in terms of he's got to like bare finals and he keeps losing. And the Prem.
No, but he's not even getting into finals though. You know, there's a process to getting into finals. He's not even
I get it. Yeah. But it's gonna be exactly. Yeah, you're right about that. It depends how much you care about it, innit? It's back to what you asked about the trophies in the first place. For me, as I'm not an Arsenal fan, so when I watch them, I'm just like, everyone's gonna keep going. Every year it goes, oh, he's been there this many years now. But then the context is, for the first couple of years, he's trying to change the culture of the club and the narrative and moving them from wherever they finished outside of stupid 8. I think they finished 8th or something like that. Moving them up to 5th, failing to get into the Champions League the following season and getting them into the Champions League. It's gone like that for them so far. It's almost like what Klopp did with Liverpool, but at this point, they should win the league this season if it's based on what Klopp did. The only difference is they're not the same players, and football doesn't work like that, innit? But you can see the progression. It's clearly because like they've not. Everyone's doing this thing where everyone runs around calling everyone bottle jobs now and all that. But if you base it on this season, we've all watched Arsenal. At no point to me has Arsenal bottled anything, bro. At no point.
Yeah, I don't think they bottled it at all.
No, but that's what's going to happen. People are going to say now, like if they don't win.
This is what I say about the fans. That like I feel like fans are so. I get it, and big up. I can't remember who just put it in the chat about. There we go. He said the band is all part of. I of course it is. That's the whole point of being, not the whole point, but that's one of the points of being a fan. Enz did it earlier on where he was crashing it on Arsenal 2 seconds ago, kind of thing. We do it all the time. I fully get it. My issue with this banter thing is that you care more. It's almost like you care more about wearing designer clothes than you actually do about paying your bills. That's the kind of angle I feel like to fans. That's where we're moving. It's like, I want to look good. I want to wear Balenciaga. I want to wear Gucci. But guess what? I've got no lights. I've got no water. I can't pay my electricity bill.
But do you know what it is though? Do you know what it is though? No, but that's what Arsenal are doing though. That is essentially what you're saying is when it comes down to it, you ain't got anything though. You're doing all this thing. You're flashing me. You're showing me you got all these, man. But I ain't got nothing to show for it. I've got all the designer clothes, but I'm sleeping on a mattress on the floor. And in my bin bag, I've got all my designer stuff. That's what you're saying. In my bin bag, I've got all my designer stuff. I ain't even got a wardrobe. It's just black bin bags and a mattress on the floor, no sheets. Cream walls. Every man knows bando settings. Every man knows what I'm talking
cream
about.
Walls in it.
So, exactly, man.
The chair's so low in that line.
Yeah, bro. There's no, the mattress to get down. You're doing burpees, innit, before you go to bed. Like to get down on the mattress is long. That's the situation at Arsenal in. Like when you really break it down. So Liverpool fans, when they're crashing it on people, they're like, we're crashing it. But if you're crashing it from a point of like, but I got my piece, I got my thing, I got something to show for all my hard work. At the end of it, when you look back, you're like, I've got something to leave. I've got a legacy to leave. Arsenal got no legacy to leave. It was all fancy cars and that. But at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? Repo guys are coming to collect that car soon. And when they come to collect the car and you've got nothing to show for it, because football comes in swings and roundabouts. You don't stay at the top forever. So when they come back, imagine Arsenal carry on doing this 5, 6, 7 years. They don't win anything. And then they go back to 8th. That was all for nothing.
Yeah, so basically, to your point, then basically Arsenal and Arteta are Pochettino and Spurs.
God damn.
It's exactly the same.
God damn.
Apart from the fact that they won an FA Cup early on, it's exactly the same, bro.
So you're telling me 5 years
Spurs are playing the best football. You remember, man was champagne footballing all around in that, bro. Got to the Champions League final, finished second to left. Well, they didn't even finish second that season. They was about to, and Arsenal finished ahead of them. So, yeah, and that wasn't really a title race either.
I said Arsenal are like chicks on Insta, bare BBLs, but nothing real. All right, let me get into some of the questions. Big up Steve in the building, man. Love for jumping in. Guys, don't worry, I've started the questions since what time was that? Bloody hell, 10:30, you know. All right, cool. Let's go through some of them now, and then we'll continue on because I feel like I don't know, man. That analogy there that Jerry said about the bando settings and whatever, like that's almost how I feel like with Liverpool. I just feel like Liverpool fans, we're so concerned with like, oh, we got this, and it's like, well, man, ain't really got nothing. Like you're walking, okay, you know what? That's a lie. Actually, sorry, that's a lie. We have, because obviously you pick up a trophy. That's something. You know what I almost feel like? You're walking into a room with your dead Rolex. These times, man, are wearing APs, iced out, all of these things, but you're trying to flex on everybody with that, and I'm almost like, I can't really flex. Like, it's not like your watch is even dead. Your watch is actually calm. Like, it's actually a super calm watch. So you can chat to the Arsenals who are probably still wearing G-Shocks and them type of thing. Cool, fair enough. I hear that. You can flex to them type of guys. But when we're walking into the room, obviously in this context, I guess a Manchester City or whatever, when you're walking into these kind of rooms now and you're trying to walk around and show everybody your watch, and I'm like, I'll just keep your watch, you know what I mean, on the low. Like, you don't, not everyone needs to see that.
With some bad guys, you know.
I'd say, man, if you think about it, bro, the way everyone just spoke about Arsenal, it's because of the fans, bro. It's because of the fans. Because I don't know.
Hey, I'm a civilian. I'm an upstanding.
I don't think if people what they're saying about Arsenal, if they actually believe it, that's fair enough, isn't it? But I think most Liverpool fans don't believe it. It's the fans, bro. And the reason why I know this is because when you're just with Liverpool fans and talk about the Carabao.
No. When I'm with you, man. No. When I'm with you, man, it's a calm conversation.
No. But yeah. So my point is, take the Liverpool fan base online. When they're just around other Liverpool fans, they're not bigging up the League Cup and they're not bigging up the season at all. As soon as they get around other fans, the League Cup becomes something. It's an infinity stone all of a sudden, and that's when you find out if a man cares about it enough. Because I keep the same energy about winning the trophy wherever I am, bro. But that's because I mean it. No, but that's because I mean. That's because I mean it. So I wouldn't crash it. If you're gonna crash it on Arsenal fans at all times, you believe what you're saying. That's fine, bro. If you really believe there's no progression and you really believe it, that's fine. I'm just saying most Liverpool fans don't believe it, but it's something to beat them with, and like, yo,
yeah,
hear all of that, bro. Because otherwise,
because you know for a fact,
yeah, exactly.
You know for a fact, Savage as well. Like Arnie Slot's gonna come in, and then they're gonna do the same thing in it. There's gonna be some progress. Like, yeah, but he's progressing, man. He's just building. He's building blocks. I mean, he's taking us from here. It's like, bruv, you were crashing it on Arteta just last season, like 2 months ago.
No, but I think the difference is, but Jay, the difference is one manager is coming in and he's starting from fresh, and the other manager has been here for 5 years. So that would be the difference. I could hear the argument from a Liverpool fan saying, "No, give him time. You know, he's building." But how long do you need to build Arteta, bro? What are we building now? You're moving like a certain man that said he was building a university and he's still not built yet. One said, yeah, we need the money because we're going to do this and we're building that. All right, you've got the money now, bro. Where's the building?
In all seriousness, though, no matter how much I feel about Arsenal's good football, if they don't win the league and everyone crashes on them every day, they deserve everything they get, bro. This is what you get, bro. Because when Liverpool were in certain states and they were talking shit, that's what you get, bro. We told them, we let them know early, bro. It ain't good being in a tall race of City, bro. It's horrible, bro. Breathing down your neck all the time, think you made it, and then man just drag you by your hood in the last second, bro. That's
it. That's true. All right, let me get to the questions, man. All right, I'll just ask everyone in and around. Honestly, I'll speak up by the way for everyone in the chat. Please make sure you're smashing the like. This is a very, very funny conversation. And it's going to be so interesting come the end of next season. Yeah, I'm gonna save this and bookmark this conversation. I'm gonna come back to it and see what everyone says then. Question: what pissed the man them off the most when we lost the UCL final, or always losing the Prem by 1 point? Ends.
The final. The Prem I could understand, man, because bro, even when we were at our best, bro, we still couldn't beat this Man City team. But losing the Champions League in the manner that we, especially the last one, when we create so many damn chances, bro, and just couldn't score a goal to save our lives. And then we conceded that dead goal at the end.
Is this Liverpool in the 21st century, or is this just Klopp UCL finals?
Yeah, Klopp. Yeah, this is just under Klopp.
Okay, because if it's now, that would be interesting if you do the variable of all the Liverpool UCL finals that you guys have seen, because you had an amazing one, obviously the Istanbul, the OG one, but then you lost to AC Milan the next season, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Like, how did you guys feel about that? The one I
was less pissed because we won it before, but
we were never meant to win it that season.
Yeah, he wasn't meant to win it that season.
How did we even get there, bro? Dirk Coit and them man there up top, bro. It was mad, you know.
I remember
2007.
2007. I think we might have played. I think we played better football getting to the final.
1,000,000%. We were the better team. We were a good team at that point.
I just didn't like the final goal because I didn't like watching the ball dribble over the line in it. As a kid, I'm like, man can just get up and kick the ball away, bro. It just pissed me off.
Which Liverpool team was better? Did you guys upgrade after the final that you
bro,
won?
1,000,000%.
You know what? All I'll say to you is we had Jimmy Traore then.
We
didn't have Jimmy Traore after that. That tells you everything you need to know.
Big up to Jimmy.
Savage and Jerry, how do you guys? What pissed you guys off more?
It's
Klopp just out here losing finals and that. Well, go on, bro. Like,
the thing is, it's the thingy one, and it's the Karius one. It's the Karius one because losing Man City by a point, it's not like we went into any of the last games, like the last game of the season ahead of Man City, and then we lost, and then they won the game. That would piss me off. We were already either catching up to them or dead on level with them the whole time. So it didn't piss me. I remember the thing when was it Brighton the last game of the season? They scored first. Glenn Murray.
Glenn Murray.
Brother. And then you go make a cup of tea, come back and that, and then Aguero scored a hat trick. Bro, I said, okay, this is foolishness, bro.
Go make a cup of tea,
and then the Villa one, which I have to say, Liverpool fans need to get over this, by the way, because they keep saying that Villa lost them the title, like what Arsenal fans are doing now. That Son's lost them the shut up. Look. You lost it yourself, innit? The Villa didn't lose you the title, bro. But
this is what I'm saying.
We were catching up. At one point, we're 14 points behind City that season with the Villa one. So getting to that point, I was just proud of the boys for fixing up towards the end of the season. But Champions League, bro, that game, and it was awkward for me anyway watching it. And I was in a pub. Villa fans just left because they were doing the playoffs, and then man were trying to be like sympathetic to me, and I was like, just get out of here, blood, pussy.
You know, get up of it.
That final felt like we should have won that one. Honestly, once we scored the goal, I felt like we should have won. But yeah, man, the Karius thing was a bit mad still. Can't even lie. It just pissed me off. And then the Bale's goal was cold. Had to pretend like I didn't like it, even though I loved it. It was great.
Bro, man, I had to just sit there and just be like, bro, that goal wasn't even.
We argued about it the other day about how good it was, but
yeah, man, and even like the fact that Lovren, he locked up Ronaldo, bro, locked him up. And
no, when it's Trent though, I feel like it was Trent in that game, kind of locked him up.
But that means the last one where Lovren locked him up, and the Salah one when he's armbar and that. Is that the same one?
Yeah, the Salah when Salah came up. But Trent definitely locked up Ronaldo in that first game. 100%.
Yeah, because once Mane scored and that, he looked like he could win that. The one what we just had was that whole final was weird anyway. We started late. They had like a concert before the game and that with the girl from Fifth Harmony, but nobody cared. Blood, like it was weird. The Liverpool fans are getting punched up and tasered outside the ground. Bro, by the time the game started,
like dogs, you know.
By the time the game started, it just got flat. And then there was a part of me that knew that when Benzema scored before half time, and the goal got chalked off, it was a goal, bruv. And I knew the whole time. And it felt like they just got justice by scoring their late goal, bruv, because that was definitely a goal. Man are trying to make up rules, and that's why Benzema's goal didn't count. I said, all right.
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, bro, that should have been a goal, but all right,
yeah. So, but Couture was on madness that game, so
yeah. Jerry,
I'm not gonna lie, I differ to these guys, man. Like you see, like in a final, you know, like that final, the Salah one and that, it was upsetting, but it was like, you know what, like it's a game, innit? Anything can happen in that game, innit? Like it's a one-off game. That's the way I view it. Like it's a one-off game. Yeah. You stick it on the line. It's a 50-50 at that point, innit? Like we proved it. Like we were never meant to beat Milan. We somehow managed to come back 3-0 down, innit? Like it can happen. You see, when you keep losing by a point, that's like, do you know what I mean? Like,
stop punching him in the face.
It always reminds me of like, imagine having, obviously I'm an older brother, yeah, but imagine having an older brother. You're playing on FIFA. You think you're getting better. Like you think you're getting better. He's always packing you. You think you're getting better. And he beats you every single game. Like no matter what you do, like no matter, you could have scored a 91st minute winner or equalizer, he scores a winner straight after. Like it just doesn't matter what you do. You're kind of resigned to the fact that I'm just second best in it. Like I'm not good enough. And the fact that even you guys are saying, look, the way City are, like there's nothing we can do. Like, yeah, that's my point. I think that hurts me more. That Liverpool were at their best and it still wasn't enough. That hurts more, you know. Imagine knowing that you've done everything. Yeah, like you can't even amongst like footballing peers, you can't even stand up and be counted. Like, yeah, you know what? Like, we were about it. No, you were the bridesmaid. You were the
Bruv, that's why,
bridesmaid.
the season when we won the league after, bruv. I like our story in the fact that we lost in the Champions League final, season after won it. Lost in the Prem by a point, the season after won it. It felt like, in WWE, bruv, when man's about to go face to face and man just attacks you before the ball wins. That's what Liverpool did to win the league, bruv. Man just hit man with a chair. I said, nah, fuck this, bruv.
I'm getting that early distance from you.
Even after winning it as well, guys. Remember, we were top go into January as well.
Yeah.
The team out where we needed to.
Everyone's legs fell apart, bro.
It was top as well. It was clear, but was it like 6 points, 7 points, something like that?
Hey, technically, we'd be deemed as bottlers.
Joe, one thing as well. I forgot about it. I changed my mind, bro. It's not the Pep thing, It's the Brendan Rodgers one. That's the one that bothered me the most. Bruv, I was at Selhurst Park and that, bruv, it's the worst thing I've ever witnessed in my life, bruv. Finishing that season is the worst thing I've ever witnessed.
That season is the season that was the last time I cried over Liverpool, bro.
Yeah, bro.
As a 15-year-old, I was never going to do it again, bro.
Bro. Enz out here trying to get interviews with man and that, bro. I told Enz, bro. Enz been trolling me for weeks, bro, talking about, I'm going to get interviewed with my man. I said, not when I'm, bro. Make sure I'm not there. Don't send me the link or nothing, bro.
Was the Crystal Palace game before or after the Chelsea, the slip one? Was it before or after?
It was after. But that was the nail in the coffin, innit? You still think you can recover after that slip. Even though it happened, it was all right, cool. Liverpool can still do something. That was the nail in the coffin, man. When you were up as well.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, I put a big up bonkers just before you go. He just said it at Denver, but bro, I promise you, it was I felt like in the stadium. That Demba Bar goal when Gerrard slipped, it's it hurt everybody. The stadium even just went it was that kind of shit, gut punching when them I felt like it was more gut punching than the Crystal Palace thing. That one was just more the context of it when you think about it back now, you're just bro, we tried to do too much when we should have just tried to win the game.
Hey, you can thank Mike Ashley for that fucking nonsense. So on behalf of I'm sorry that we sold them to Chelsea for fucking 10 million or whatever.
Bro, and
you know the killer about that. You know the killer about the Gerrard slip. This is what obviously I'm always defending him, and it's Gerrard, bro. But man will always ignore in everyone's mind, bro. Especially rival fans, they think that the Gerrard goal was the final goal of that game, bro.
No, there was another goal after.
Yeah, Willian scored, and it, bro. He finished 2-0, not 1-0, bro. But it don't suit the narrative, bro. We need to know it was Gerrard's slip, and the man we didn't score anyway, bro. What are you talking about?
It's the Maradona hand to God goal. Argentina scored another one.
They scored another goal,
yeah. I feel sorry for these scorers as well. If you talk about the Maradona one, Donny's probably sitting there thinking, hey, how come no one's talking about my goal? What one? I was also a part of this game too, and I scored, in this game.
And also, it was the semi-final. It wasn't even the final. Some people think that was the final. It was the semi.
Yeah. But because it's so stored into everyone's football memory, you who didn't even watch, obviously we weren't alive to even watch the game, or some of us weren't alive to watch the game. Now you're looking at it thinking was that actually the final? These times, if you actually go check, as you said, it's the final. All right, I'll go to the next one. If I know go on. Answer the question. If for you, obviously take off the fact that you're a Newcastle fan, obviously.
Yeah.
So how would you look at that? Would you be more pissed at losing a Premier League title? Let's say you're just in exactly Liverpool's position, but it's just Newcastle. You're more pissed at losing the Prem by 1 point, or would you be more pissed at losing? Was it? Yeah, just two. It's only two UCLs. Yeah, two UCLs.
The UCL, because the UCL is my thing. That's my favorite comp out of everything in football. World Cup, I'm taking champs. Euros, I'm taking champs. Prem, I'm taking champs. Champs is my thing and has always been and always probably will be. So emotionally, I just fuck with the UCL more than the Prem or anything really. So that's the obviously the pinnacle for me. Because I just love the idea of the tournament. That's something we don't in the FA Cup. We don't have that exactly like that in the US, but we have March Madness, right? That the tournament with a bunch of teams in it, and the FA Cup is just even deeper than that. we don't have in the U.S. in other sports that I grew up with a tournament where a Mexican basketball team plays against the best U.S. basketball team versus the best Canadian one, because it's just different. So for me, like the champs is like, it's just so cool how everybody in Europe be playing each other and one comes out on top. So for me, yeah, the champs would hurt the most, just for emotional reasons, and also because you lost 2 of them to Real Madrid, right?
But doesn't that even make it more like, bruv, they are literally the biggest club in the world?
Basically, our problem's always Real Madrid and Man City, bruv. The best team.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not really like a bad problem. I'm going to quickly, Jerry,
Newcastle did have that in 95, 96, though. You know that Fabian Kevin Keegan? I'd love it if we beat them. Love it. And he failed.
Oh, yeah. They squandered the lead. They actually bottled that.
Yeah, that was a bottle.
And 2 FA Cup finals to the fucking 98 Arsenal team,
Arsenal,
won the league, and Man United treble team.
Man, like Asprilla and them, man, bro.
Asprilla. Big up Hussam in the building. Hope you're blessed, my bro. Guys, make sure you already know. Subscribe. This is football. Jerry, this is for you. I need to quickly pop to something real quick. Jerry asked me, he wants me to ask you what you consider to be success next season with Slots.
I'm not gonna lie, just style of play, bro.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna say that.
Yeah, man. I'm actually being honest. Like, if I could go and just watch the football, and I'm like, raw, you know, I'm enjoying this. You know, like this is just, it's exactly what I want to see. But I don't care in it. Like, I actually don't care. Like, I think the guy deserves time, and I don't care where he finishes in it, unless he goes and like loses 15 games on the bounce in it, like from the beginning, like where you have to make a change. Obviously, Liverpool are going to get results. Like, I'm comfy, like just staying and just seeing what he's going to go and do in it. Now, we gave Brendan Rodgers a chance, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the way I see it. So for me, look, I don't think Liverpool. I know people gas the squad and gas the team. I don't think the team's as good as people make out. I don't think it's like on the brink of winning a title. No, I just think, yeah, we're just that team. So for me, like even if we finish 5th, 6th, if we're playing good football and I can see that like Liverpool's building towards something, I can see that he's got like an identity he's trying to push. I'm comfy. I'm cool, man. It's going to be ups and downs.
I expect y'all under Slot next season to win a trophy of some kind.
Goes back to what I'm saying, G. Goes back to what I'm saying, G. You see what I mean about trophies?
I don't rate the league, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Man, I'm rating like I don't care if you like.
And I rate your manager that you brought in, and I rate a lot of your players. I think you'll have a good window. So do I think it's unreasonable to say that you win some sort of trophy next year? That's success? Yeah. I kind of expect you guys.
If it's just the Carabao Cup, I can't even look at it and be like, oh my god, did you won the Carabao Cup? I'll be like, okay, thanks. Yeah, like because I'll just be like, okay, like you won the Carabao Cup in your first season. That's, you know what I mean, that's
because I know you'll be a top 4 team. Because again, I don't rate everybody else. Like you are like Man City, Arsenal, and then
I don't think the top 4 things are going to be a given unless he comes in with a good style of play.
I was just about to say, like we're acting like that's just a given.
Because I take everyone with content. I'm not one of these guys that just start going everyone's shit, bro. I've looked at everyone's season. When I'm like, for example, you're a Newcastle fan, bro. When I watch them play, sometimes they look really good, but I know how bad the injuries and that have been this season, and I know with Champions League football as well. So then I'm like, okay, there's Newcastle, there's Villa, there's Spurs, and then the United's going to come back as well. I don't know when Chelsea are going to come back, but
United are not coming back.
Okay, well, I'm not. I've lived too long to rule United out.
Yeah, I can't even write that off.
Last season, they won a trophy and got Champions League football out of nowhere when they were shit. So, you know what I mean? So then there's all them teams, bro, and there's only a couple of spots, and it feels like Man City is always going to be there. It feels like Arsenal have established themselves in that spot now. Whether it's second or they've established themselves, so now it's back to should get Champions League football. Arsenal should be looking at definitely, obviously, a trophy, of course, and the league and that league trophy as well. So Slot for me, bro. I don't know, blood. Like Champions League football should be a given. He has to come in and try and get that. He has to do it. And then everything after that, I don't mind, bro. I don't know.
So, but you never know.
Yeah, he has to get Champions League football.
If Sam's trying to get onto you, right? I'll leave that for yourself. All right, let me even get to the next question. All right, cool. Honesty's asking here, Do you guys think because of City always coming back that it's like a gut punch to anyone who's in the title race with them? 100%, bro. Well, no, not really, because I kind of expect it now. So maybe not too much of a gut punch.
The funny thing is, it's not always City coming back. It's the other team that's not doing their job, bro.
Yeah,
it feels like this season they went at, because this narrative this season is that like, and I said at the start of the season, I said Man City's team isn't as good by individuals, and I meant it, and I still mean it, bro. But their football's been really good, and this narrative that they've been stinky for a part of the season, and then all of a sudden, no. There was rubbish for the 4 games when Rodri wasn't there, and once he came back, they were fine. They missed De Bruyne for half a season. They missed Haaland for about 6 games as well. And in that period, I think just around December, when they went away for the Club World Cup, Liverpool and Arsenal had games to get ahead of them, bro. And I think based on the points, it would have been, when Man City got back, Liverpool and Arsenal could have been 8 points or 11 points ahead. We had to play each other in one of them, innit? Bro, they came back, bro. Man was like 3 points ahead. Bro was like, yeah, okay, you messed up, lads. We had drawn to Arsenal and Man U in that time. Fucked up. Should have won the games. And then Man City just been doing their regular stuff, and now I think in the last 21 games, they've won 16, 17, and drawn 4. They only lost to Real Madrid on penalties. That's it. It's madness, bro.
No, that's actually true. Big up Steve actually dropped this question in. If Bayern Leverkusen do an unbeaten treble, where does that rank for most successful football seasons of the 20s?
The most successful. Like, no one's ever done that.
Unbeaten treble, that's madness, man.
Unbeaten treble.
Plus games.
I don't think it's gonna be the. I'm gonna keep the same energy what I said earlier, brother.
You see that Invincibles thing? Yeah, you better be piss off with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely right up there, bro. But obviously, it's not the Champions League, innit? So
no, it's not. But I don't even think, like, there's an argument to say like even City wouldn't have been it. Like, they've gone unbeaten in every competition that they've played in it. Like, as in,
I understand.
Like, there's nothing. Like, even City wouldn't have done that. Like, Liverpool in that situation, even Liverpool, even if we won the treble, right, we would have never done that. Gone unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. I'll ask this then. Would you rate what they do more than what City did last season by winning the same? Like, they won a treble. But it's a Champions League.
Because it's unbeaten.
First. For me, I'm rating City's one a bit more.
Yeah, I think I might.
Based on the prize,
I might have them on the same. I might have them on the same level, bro. Because City's got one. City would have one less trophy than they won, innit? But so
no, last season, not this season. Last season.
No, but what City won? What's theirs gonna? What would theirs be? It's a treble. My bad. I was reading it wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, remember City won the.
Oh no. It's more, bro. It's the Champions League, bro.
No, did they win the League Cup last season? Actually,
who City? Nah, City.
No, but do you know what it is? It's the manner. It's the manner in which it's done.
Southampton in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, because Fingers.
Yeah, like
Janeko scored that lob, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, they won the Champions League, FA Cup.
Yeah. No, but for me, it's the manner. For me, it's the manner in which Bayer Leverkusen have done it, innit?
Yeah.
Like people aren't deep. Like, to win, like you might draw, but you're going unbeaten in every competition, and you've won everything. That's like I've cleared the shop out. I've gone to rob the and everything's getting cleared. Nothing's getting left in the jewelry store. Nothing. Like, I'm taking everything. Like, no man. Like, that's ridiculous. That's not like a treble will happen again. That will never happen again if they do that.
Well, we said that another team wouldn't go unbeaten in the season.
You know, but it's so crazy.
Leverkusen did it.
I'm keeping the same. If it was the Champions League, then I'd rate it as the best ever, bro. Because for me, I rate the Bundesliga, and I'm not one of these bums keep calling it the Farmers League all the time. Most people don't rate it.
Shout out Bundesliga.
They'll jump on the bandwagon now and say it's the greatest, and most people don't even rate the league, bro. But it's not the Champions League, bro, and that's the biggest trophy. So if that was in there and they'd done it, I'll be like, yeah, there's no touching that, because it's not. It's just drops a point down for me, bro. But it's still incredible. It's incredible.
Keep in mind. No one has ever gone unbeaten in a full Bundesliga season. All they got to do is not lose against Augsburg on Saturday, and they got that locked up.
Come on, Augsburg. Run the rhythm.
Nah, you know them man, they'll score a 97th minute equalizer.
Yeah, I know. This is bro, and I'm sure these officials are giving them.
I told you about
time.
this, bro. They add on 9 minutes every game when the draw ends.
Like every game, these times no injuries in the game, you know.
Bro, if anyone wants to win bets, bro, if they add time on and shit comes on the pitch, just put him on to score, bro. He'll score.
Honestly, ask this question: Do you think that is a Premier League? Do you think that as a Premier League fan, thing, because any other leagues they cared about every trophy? Have you seen how fans celebrate winning the?
He's a Premier League thing.
He's a Premier League.
Yeah. Like I said, I think Sir Alex Ferguson changed the mindset, bro. I genuinely believe he changed that mindset.
The Super Cup was in Saudi Arabia, blood.
Saudi Arabia, bro.
In the big stadium.
Do you think they could ever hold on? The League Cup, the Carabao Cup now, what was it called literally just before this?
No, the Capital One Cup.
Just before that. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was called the Capital One Cup.
The sponsor,
the Carling Cup.
Worthington Cup.
Milk Cup.
Coca-Cola Cup.
Bro, do you know it's crazy? Because even
Coca-Cola.
other teams, what you would call class as like their Super Cup thing, we class as our Charity Shield one. Like they respect that, bro. That first trophy,
we just want like a charity thing.
Yeah, we just mug it off, bro. Like I'm like, do you know you have to win the league, finish second, or win an FA Cup to actually?
Yeah, that was Leipzig and Bayern Munich, and it when Harry Kane didn't win.
Yeah, it's like, bro, why do we mug it off? It's not like we just pick random teams and go, this season, you have to win the league, win an FA Cup, or finish second to be in it, bro.
It's the names of our trophies, bro. Like the Charity Shield sounds media,
bro. It sounds media.
Yeah,
and
the
Charity Shield and Community Shield, and that sounds all charity and that.
So you guys are saying we should be calling it
Super Shield.
Super Shield, man. Hey,
you are right. You are right. You have to win something to get there, bro. So it should be massive. Like
they're not picking random teams, bro. If they were picking random teams, I get the narrative, but they're not picking random teams. You actually have to have a good season to be in it.
In fact, what I was saying, that should be the game. When they're talking about playing games abroad and that, it should be that game, bro.
It should be that game. Yeah. That'd be sick though. I think
Liverpool in Saudi Arabia would sell out, bro.
But that's what Harry Kane lost at the start of the season. They're equivalent to their charity.
Yeah. And you saw how depressed they looked, bro.
Bro, you just saw how happy the rest of the man them look when they won it. Our guys are like, who cares?
All right. This is a question for everyone but Savage. In your opinion, who's had a more successful season, Dortmund or Arsenal? Now, let's just go with the premise Dortmund do not win the Champions League final.
Oh, Arsenal then.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I guess it's as simple as if Dortmund win the Champions League, I'd say they've had a better season than Finn, because you win the Champions League, like I would say that. Speaking on trebles, let's say Leverkusen win the Pokal and the Europa League and go and beat all the way. They go in history books or not? Yeah, I think we answered that already. What other questions?
I think they've already got the longest run now, apart from Celtic, but that was before like World War II and that blood. But Celtic's got one of the longest.
They do it, yeah. Celtic are one of the
Celtic's at 65 games, I think.
It's 65 games.
Yeah, 65. Yeah, from 1910 to 1913, I want to say.
Yeah, man. Titanic days and that blood. Jack and Rose and that.
You know, man said Jack and Rose. Revenant's asking, question for the panel. What's an acceptable first season for Arn? Top 4 and a domestic, or just top 4? It's very hard to gauge what's acceptable with this end to the season. So you're saying get top 4 and a domestic trophy. Oh, acceptable though, not really. I guess what you expect, just more. What would you be happy? But wouldn't you be happy anyway with the top 4 and a trophy anyway? Like as opposed to just the top 4. If I'm getting the exact same thing and a trophy, I would see that anyway as
the one with the trophy.
Yeah, you just take the one with the trophy anyway. So yeah, I feel like that one's kind of simple. If I'm getting the same top 4, so if I finish 4th and then think, unless you're asking me about positions, which is what obviously we've been talking about with like Arsenal.
Not killing me, bro. What if man comes in and wins the Champions League, bro?
Yeah, bro. Yo, you see them conversations that
that's going to be a conversation. If man finishes 7th in the league and wins the Champions League, bro, man might allow him still. Just allow him, bro.
And it's the style of play.
Let him figure it out.
If you like what you're seeing and you finish 7th, but you win the Champions League, what's there to complain about?
There's nothing, because you qualify for the Champions League the next season by winning it. So who cares, bro?
Yeah. Like, you know what it is? I'll be caught between I'm asking, will the top 4 be acceptable for you guys, or does he have to get a trophy? Oh, does he have to get a trophy?
No, he doesn't have to get one.
Obviously, the snob in me says, yeah, bro, I need you to go grab something. But
where did Tuchel finish when Chelsea won the Champions League? Where did Tuchel finish? Weren't high in the table, lower.
I don't know.
He took over from Lampard, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think they did shit.
What year was that?
2021?
2022.
21, 22 or 22, 23? No,
21,
22.
Yeah.
21, 22. That season they finished. They finished third.
Okay. Oh yeah, because that was the thingy in it when Oh, then that might have been the season before. Yeah, because Lampard finished third as well. All right, that's cool.
He was under Tuchel, yeah. Tuchel third, runner, and they came. No.
Lampard finished third with them, so that means it's the season after, isn't it?
The season after, yeah, because it's showing me here that they came runners up in the FA Cup and League Cup, but that was against us.
I think they finished low in the table.
Let's speak for them. I'll double check that. Was the question that I just.
Ain't it crazy that considering how successful Chelsea's been over the last 15 years, I feel like they finished based on this season as well. They're gonna finish 10th 3 times, bro. Nearly. Because remember, Mourinho won the league. Then Mourinho won the league, and then they finished 10th the next season.
Yeah, and then
that's crazy. And then
Conte came in.
Yeah,
and then they ended up winning the league that same. That's one of the maddest seasons I think I've ever seen from a manager. From a guy to go start out the season playing one way and said, "Nah, I ain't playing this way no more."
It was the first 3 games, isn't it? And
3 games, bro.
The whole thing,
Nothing. Question: what if Arne comes in and does a madness, wins the Prem? Will he be then immediately ranked higher than an Arteta that is longer in the Prem?
Obviously.
Yeah. But I think anyone would if anyone just came in one season, bang, and just won the Premier League, and Arteta's still sitting here twiddling his thumbs in second place, 100%.
Do you think?
Arteta's not done the coup? Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, could we ever get that kind of luck though, man? I don't feel like that's the Liverpool way, man. We have to struggle, bro.
So it's a
because Arteta's not on Fingy's level yet. He's not on Ranieri's level yet, or Pellegrini.
That's so mad. Listen to the people.
Bro,
all Mancini, they won the Prem, all of them.
No, it's true. Pops is asking question for G, for the panel and chat. So you can only enjoy a season if you win. The journey is irrelevant. You climb to the top of the mountain. As soon as you get to the top, you fall. How important was that journey?
It's the journey of a football fan again, because you can enjoy the season, but you're enjoying it because you think you're gonna win something.
Exactly.
You get to the end and then you don't win anything. Then it becomes that you give, if you was in the stadium, you'd clap the players. They're like, oh, decent season, and you go home and get on with your life, bro. You're not gonna look back with enjoyment on it because it's like, the fuck, bro.
That's what I said about you, right? Imagine climbing to the top of a mountain, you fall, break your leg, your neck. So what we saying? I enjoyed the journey getting there. I did not enjoy it. It wasn't that great, clearly. I still failed at the end of it. I'm all right at that still. I like Savage said. I'm not saying that man can't you're gonna enjoy bits of it. You might enjoy the football, you might enjoy certain games that you play, you might enjoy little bits about it. Of course you will. You
never look back on it with fondness though, that season. Once it's done.
Yeah. I'm not gonna sit back and be like, oh, that was so amazing.
Because we've been in the mud before, bro. So there's been times when we've got top 4 and I was younger and it was enjoyable that we got to top 4 because I didn't think we was gonna get it, bro. But now that I'm here, bro, I don't look back at them days at all, bro. I don't even care.
Yeah. You know what it is? Sometimes clubs can have seasons where they win something and it's not enjoyable. If Man United win the FA Cup, their fans will be happy about it, but they've been fucking terrible the entire year.
Yeah, they'll just be happy about that one day.
There's been barely anything enjoyable. And I talk to Man United friends. They're not even gassed about the final. Number one, because they think that they're basically done and out and they're going to lose.
They've resigned to lose it already, bro.
Because they've been shit the whole year.
You know how bad that is to resign to lose it when it's a cup final, and even though Man U shit, you've still got a chance to beat Man City, bro. It's one game, bro.
Yeah.
You've got all your players. The season's done. Put everything into this one game. They can win the game, bro. They can win the game.
They probably will.
Because you saw what happened last season.
Yeah, I have a feeling that a sneaky suspicion.
Last season's FA Cup final, but the game was over after like a minute, bro. Gundogan scored in a minute, and it was done, bro. I said, "It's fucked."
Because there is a scenario that Man City wins nothing.
Very true.
Yes.
We win something as well, and then you go, who's had a better season?
That's when the shameless Liverpool fans come
Yeah,
out.
and I was just saying, this where the shameless comes into it, bro.
Listen, Man City, Arsenal, make sure you win something, bro. I promise you that.
In that situation, then, if that were to happen,
Of course, we had a better season. Bro. Shameless.
You would still say,
and then do you know what happens then? He goes, Klopp's last season, he had a better season than everyone else.
Yeah, man, had a better season than Pep.
the shameless. All right, big up Max in the building. So nobody likes the Carabao Cup. Did you prefer FA Cup between Liverpool and Accrington Stanley, or Carabao Cup between Liverpool versus Leicester? Obviously, because the quality of team that man's facing, you're gonna just prefer that game. But I'm talking when we're looking at the prestigious like competitions, and when you look at the ranking of these competitions, I promise you, the Carabao Cup is not even. I'll even find it now. Actually, I remember.
I think to be fair to you as well, G, and I can't speak for you, bro, but
I'm like,
okay, I am, but no. Because I don't mean this in a snobby way in it before anyone takes it out of the way. I'm going to use the word tradition in it. So I was going to say I'm a football traditionalist on it, but that don't mean I'm trying to be snobby. It means that.
Sounds snobby.
No, it's not. Because all traditionalists is, I like the tradition of what those things have always meant, bro. So we've all grown up, bro. In England, you grow up, bro. The games used to be different times. You wake up on Saturday morning, Football Focus would take out like 4 hours of the day to talk about the game, and they'll teach you history of some club you never known, and they were the first club. They used to have a pie shop at the back of the club and that, bruv. I'm from that era, bruv, and then I go outside and play football, so that used to be the whole build-up. I remember they used to bring celebrities to the FA Cup games and that. You'd have the Big Show and somebody else on Chelsea's team and one on Arsenal's team. I remember all of that, bro. But all of that's gone, innit? Because of money and more games, bro. So the more that happens, I only expect fans to not care about it less, bro. The League Cup games are in the midweek, bro, on a Wednesday at random 8 o'clock times. Man, I got school the next day. Some kids have, so you can't go to the game. People have got work the next morning. They don't take it serious, bro. The media, like
Savage,
the people who make all the.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, carry on.
No, I was just gonna say, Savage, isn't it also true that in the FA Cup in like the good old days, like 80s and 90s and before that, teams would play their stronger teams for the FA Cup games if they had a league game before it or after?
Of course. The FA Cup around 2000, I think like 2005, around that time. Actually, no, because 2005 and 2006 when Man U won it, Ronaldo when that played in them cups. So just after that, man, that 2008 period, it started to be, you know what I mean? Everyone started playing it. It's the money, bro. It's the money, bro. It's the money in the game. I just think, I don't know, because I remember Liverpool 2003 against United beating them in the final. Gerrard rasped one past Barthez and that, bro. He meant something, and I went to the Millennium Stadium one in 2001 against Blues, and we won on penalties. It meant something, bro. But obviously, if the media does play a part, whether people like it or not, and it does change people's perception of stuff, even the way they present stuff or show it. So the more and more that happens, it becomes less, bro. And it creates these arguments and these conversations. And then, you know what I mean? That's why the likelihood, if you go speak to some older people, it means more to them than it does to the younger people, because they come from a different realm. And it was the magic of the FA Cup, and you're playing against Oxford and you can see their car park in the background and that. Remember Liverpool playing Yeah. Remember Liverpool drawing like Haverton Waterloo and that, bro, and they scored 2 goals.
I remember that Haverton Waterloo.
Yeah, I mean, these are big things, man. And yeah, I mean, or when was it Wickham, Akinfender's Wickham, when he drew and he's all excited and he bodied Skirtle and he was his biggest thing about the game. Like, that is the magic of the FA Cup, but it's gone, bro. It's all like everything's short periods now. You look on your phone and he's got like 20 games on a weekend, but then when we speak to the man them who's watching the FA Cup, nobody watching it, bro. They ain't gonna watch it until he gets to like the quarterfinal.
I love the FA Cup, man, because again, from my perspective, like in America, the closest thing we have to that is the March Madness basketball tournament. We don't. That's only for Division I schools. Like, if we had a tournament, the FA Cup is a tournament of every single footballing team in England, and even some like Jersey and Guernsey and these kind of, the real mandem places. You know what I'm saying? So I just, I think it's dope, the whole idea. And it's the second, third oldest cup competition in the world for football.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's got history, you know. Nah, it's dope. I love the FA Cup. My dream is to see Newcastle win that thing, man. My fucking dream.
Which one of them is losing the game? Is it the FA Cup what's losing the replay fixture next season? It's the FA Cup and not the League Cup.
I thought it was the League Cup.
Or is it the League Cup?
Was it not the FA Cup as well?
Yeah, I feel like it's the FA Cup, man. Yeah, because the FA. Yeah, because the League Cup. Ends is right because the League Cup doesn't come with replays until he gets to the thingy.
Until you get to the semi, yeah.
Whereas the FA Cup, it's replays from the start.
You're right, yeah, FA Cup.
And I think that's gonna make it even. I can see both arguments for making it better, because obviously for the bigger teams they're saying it's less games for them, but then for the lesser teams it's like, yeah, but we don't decide where we're getting drawn against, so we might want to play you at home. We don't get to, we lose gate money and all that. I told you, I think that like if you draw a team in the top ranked clubs, which is the Championship and the Prem in the FA Cup, I think you should have to play them. I think you should have to play them away. No, I think the lesser team should have to play at home.
Or just split the gate receipts to make it fair.
Yeah. But I just think they should get the advantage, because Liverpool draw like Dagenham and Redbridge and that, bro. Let's play Dagenham and Redbridge at their ground, isn't it, bro?
Daggers.
We've already got the advantage on them with the better team.
No, it's true. I'm just laughing. I was just looking at these rankings of some of these things, man. That's quite hilarious. Go for the last few questions, and then guys, we'll head out of here. Almost been here for 2 hours. Big up everyone, by the way, in the chat. Big up to you all. Honesty, Mr. News himself. Allison is very happy at Liverpool will not push for a move away from Anfield this summer amidst interest from Saudi Arabia. I hear it. I don't know why people ran with that for time anyway. I was super confused by that. Honesty question, let's say they changed it and the winner of the FA Cup gets UCL and the winner of the Carabao Cup gets Europa League. Do you think clubs and fans would take the Carabao Cup more serious? I promise they're taking the FA Cup more serious.
But you do though, I think already anyway, man. If you win the League Cup, you get into Europe as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure, unless they changed it recently, but it used to be where if you win that, you're in.
Imagine that.
But you're into the qualifying rounds, not the competition proper.
I don't know.
The FA Cup,
I said that. I don't know if they changed it, but I do remember a period.
I think it's gone now.
All you had to do was win a domestic cup.
No qualifying rounds now, is there?
Only conference.
No, but I mean,
Rev said it's only conference.
Yeah, so, okay.
Yeah, which means it's only been since conference only been there 2 years now, 3 years. That's crazy though, bro, because that means you can have like, I don't know, like Coventry in the Europa Conference League, bro.
So he's saying if we was 10th, like would have been in the conference team. Yeah.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because if you win, if you're in that spot in the league to finish in the conference, but then you win the trophy, then the position goes to the team below you in the league, which is kind of fucked up still, because that means man are just getting like qualifications and stuff by finishing lower than us, bro. That's why I don't like the championship with the playoffs. I think they should get rid of it. It's not fair, bro.
Yeah,
imagine finishing third. Yeah. And I checked not long ago as well, bro. Bare teams that finished third are still in the championship.
Yeah, so deep, bro.
Remember when Thingy went through like every season, Derby? They kept finishing third and then losing in the playoffs, bro.
Do you guys think that they should? You see, for like that, do you think they should do like they do in other leagues, like a playoff versus the Premier League relegation?
Yeah, the championship is taking a piss, bro.
Derby haven't been back to the Prem since that shit Derby team with Paul Jewell when they finished on 9 points, bro. I think.
Yeah.
Why can't they just go? If you finish third, you get a place in the Prem. Bro?
If the bottom three gets relegated, why don't we do this whole the whole playoffs in the Premier League? Then, well, we know 2 goes down, and then
and what you're saying, Villa versus Man City in the Premier League playoffs, and Villa win the league.
It's because that's what you're doing in the championship.
Nah, it's disrespectful, bro.
You're taking a piss, bro. You're finishing third, and there's 3 spots, and you're telling me third isn't good enough, but there's 3 teams dropping down. But we're the best 3 teams, so why aren't we going up?
Yeah, because them man are aiming in the championship to finish in 6th place, and that, like, as long as I finish in 6th, I can get a chance to get in the Prem. No, blood.
Have you guys seen the Serie B playoffs? It's top 2, and then it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep. 8, yeah.
So you could have some really kind of season and just.
And that's why. And you know what's crazy though? I've seen 8th place teams win that playoff, and then they'll survive the next season.
It's happened 4 times. It's happened 4 times in the league.
It's like that don't make sense, but it worked. Yeah. So it's. I like the Bundesliga and the Liga 1.
Yeah,
3rd worst team, 3rd best.
But those are the things I complain about, though. When you not complain, bro, you're the team. You're consistently finishing 3rd, and you're like, bro, the only other team are getting promoted is the teams that keep coming down from the Premier League, and they're the 2 that keeps winning.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, bro.
Like,
it's ridiculous.
At this point, bro, you're taking the piss in it because these teams are, what is it, down to 6th in the championship?
Yeah. And to G's point, when you asked about the cops and that, it's another reason why they're not taken serious, because these playoffs are being played at Wembley Stadium, bro. And then semi-finals,
Vars trophy was played,
and then the semi-final of our cups have been played in the Wembley Stadium. So now all that big build-up, so we're gonna get to play at Wembley, bro. You don't even have to get to the final, bro.
Remember,
to be fair, I know why they do it, because Wembley there's no tenant of it besides Tottenham.
Yeah, it's money in it.
It's money.
You can't have that nice of a stadium where it costs a lot of money to maintain it, and the cost you spend it and all that, and just like use it twice.
It's back to old school.
They need to use that.
I think that's what it is, right? I think that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
The allure away from it from a practical perspective.
I remember reading it. Like this is last year, I think. The year that we got to the 2 finals. I remember reading it about like how much money Wembley itself or whoever is what like owns it, so to speak. The amount of money they actually owe is crazy.
They're in debt all the time, bro.
Oh, they're always in debt. That's why you have so many concerts and stuff at Wembley, bro. They just need anything to be able to pay.
Every time they bid for AEW wrestling, it's only been there once now. They bid and they got it straight away for the following year, like straight away, like same day, whatever you want. And that's Fulham's owner in it. But it shows that any memory you have of being a youngster and thinking of the FA Cup, it wasn't at Wembley Stadium, bro. It's at like Villa Park and that. Like Man U Arsenal game is at Villa Park.
Villa Park. I used to like that. I can't lie.
Yeah, me too, bro. Or you'd have like a game at Old Trafford, but Man U's not in the game, bro.
Yeah. You used to think, right, it looks kind of mad seeing like 2 teams play who are not Manchester United.
Yeah, because the Manchester United leather chairs are still there, and it man sitting in Fergie's chair. And he ain't Fergie, bro.
He ain't Fergie, you know. Man gets to be Fergie for a day. Like, you know how big that would be. Off topic question previously linked with LFC. This is your boy Ends.
He's a baller.
I'll save you reading it. Yes.
Yeah, same. I agree, bro.
For that type of price, okay. Now man can. I mean, we can pattern up something.
They're playing PSG tonight, so I'll be.
And for what the fan base say that the one in that position, bro, he's that, bro. So
yeah.
I'll leave this to you guys. This will be the last question, and then we will head out of here. Again, big up everybody inside the building.
Oh, to be fair, this is the same question I asked already. Yeah, same thing I asked already. This.
And
we would. I think everyone would do.
Anything that happens at the end of the season is viewed different. Anything, bro.
Nah, but you know what it is though. You know what would make the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup more valuable if you took away the 2. So if you gave the winners of those cups qualification to Champions League, and you took away the 2 spots from the top 4. That would.
So it's just first and second, and then whoever wins the trophies.
Yeah, and everybody would care about
but only if the top 2 wins them 2 trophies, then we'll go to 3rd and 4th.
Go to 3rd and 4th. Yeah. I like that still. I like that. But trust me, like if Arsenal don't win the league now, innit? Because I'm putting this out there. I think that they're not going to beat Everton on the last day. I don't care. I don't think it matters.
Exactly what I said. I think.
I just think Everton might just shut up shop and go, nah, fuck this, bro. You know what I mean? And
we're here to spoil the party.
Say they don't do that, but they had the FA Cup final. I know they're not in it, but say they had the FA Cup final the week after. Trust me, Arsenal fans will feel way better the week after, bro. Winning the FA Cup, bro. Then it would be all of a sudden, we didn't make it in the title race, but we managed to, you know what I mean, get an FA Cup and they'll feel way better. Whereas when it's mid-season, bro, like sometimes you have to remind Liverpool fans that we won a trophy this season.
Yeah, it feels like you haven't at all. Bro.
Yeah.
And also because, you know what I'm saying, it's not that.
Just allow it.
Relax.
Did you guys answer the Dortmund Arsenal one? If both of them win somehow, both of the trophies available, who would be more successful? Because my
okay. Oh
yeah. The question is, so the consensus is Dortmund won't win the final and Arsenal won't win the Premier League. Let's say both those happen. Crazy. Who would have the more successful season?
Oh, that's where football snobbery comes in now. I'm picking the Champions League, and not just because I'm a Dortmund guy, bro. I'm picking the Champions League, bro.
Where have Dortmund finished in the league?
Don't worry about that, G. It's not important.
I am just asking a question.
They're gonna finish.
Yes. Don't do that. Don't raise your eyebrows like that.
15 points.
Brother.
Table
again. I didn't notice you guys were.
Wait, Steve, stop telling them the points and that. You're making it sound worse. I know you're a Bayern guy and that. Don't make it worse.
Okay. Well, let's add some good context. Borussia Dortmund, they lost to Stuttgart in the quarterfinal, and Arsenal lost to Liverpool in the quarterfinal.
How many games left for the Bundesliga, by the way?
One. It's not important, G, bruv.
I'm just savage. Why are you so hostile?
Just remember, Liverpool in 2005, bruv. Istanbul, we finished 5th, bruv.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for letting us know.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Thank you for letting us know.
I know it don't matter, but I just wanted to throw something out.
If Dortmund won the final, I think they would have had a more successful season for the pure reason that absolutely nobody thought that they were going to win the final. Nobody even thought.
No one thinks they're going to win
it. Nobody. They were not favorites to get out of the group.
Yeah, Steve, man, listen. Every time I have to jump online with some certain geezers and that, we're doing predictions before. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Dortmund's gonna lose. Oh yeah, Dortmund's gonna lose."
In St. James's
Park. Said some certain geezers,
every time, bro. Oh, Dortmund got this team. They're gonna lose. You got Atletico. I think they're gonna lose. I'm like, piss off, man.
Bro, I kept telling Savage, bro, you better definitely lose it, bro. Like, I don't think you better win at all, bro.
I'm just gonna be sitting, bro. That final, I'm just gonna be sitting there staring at the TV like, fucking hell, bro. I don't even know what to do in that final.
You're 4 points off. You can't get that place anyway now.
Yeah,
even you know what's so mad? I never ever looked at the table, and obviously because Dortmund, obviously your badge is yellow, right? I just used to, you see it like a blur. It's kind of like, oh yeah, they're high up in the league. Now I'm looking at the league table. I'm like, you let Stuttgart finish ahead of you. That's crazy.
Yeah, by a lot of points.
Crazy.
All right, man. All right, bro.
Selling their skipper. Sell the
Stuttgart got 70 points. You got 6. That's 10 points.
All right, Champions League final.
Stuttgart will finish above Bayern München, and I've said it for months, and they'll do it on the final day. We'll lose to Hoffenheim, and they'll smack up Mönchengladbach.
To be fair to Dortmund, though, you are 14 points ahead of the next team in France.
Exactly, bad boys and that, blood. Best of the rest, they call it, blood. Yeah, 5th best. You know what I mean? Then we're going to be champions of Europe and that. You know what I'm saying? Although, I'll take the champion there.
By the way,
I was going to say, bro.
By the way, if Dortmund win the UCL final, that means 6th place Frankfurt qualify for champs.
Yeah, I love Frankfurt. They'll be cool.
Next year if Dortmund win it.
It's a weird thing, isn't it? My son's made it because my son likes the exact same teams as me, but he's decided already that he said, he's like, I want Bellingham to win the Champions League and that, but I'm going with Dortmund, bro. He can't yellow wall through and through in it. So it's because it feels like if Real Madrid don't win it, they'll just win it again anyway.
This is where I'm so conflicted with a game like this. I want Savage to have felt pain, but the reality is...
I won't. There'll be no pain.
Yes, I'm saying.
No, because I do believe Savage would rather Real Madrid win it.
That's what I feel.
I feel
you're wrong, bro.
Yeah. Nah. I think you want belly goal and then man.
I do want belly goal.
Man. I think it'll help your narrative.
Yeah, I feel like
it's not narrative, bro.
But Marco Reus.
Exactly, Marco Reus. The problem is I know, and we had this discussion. I know what you need to get the Ballon d'Or in it, and I think that I'm champion Vinny or Bellingham to get it. Yeah, so I know if they don't win the Champions League, it's not happening because England ain't gonna win the Euro.
Random Donny, bro. And you're like, well, why did they give it to Haaland? They'll just give it to Haaland.
yeah. So it's that kind of case, isn't it? And I know that no Dortmund player is going to win the Ballon d'Or anyway. So then it goes down to like whoever wins the Euros and whatever team, which is probably going to be a French player, which means probably be fucking Mbappe or someone again. But
has he ever won it?
Nah, he's never won it. He's never won it.
No, I was going to ask that, and
he'll give it to him because he's left and gone to Real Madrid now, and he gets a bit more votes.
No, I just think he'll go off if say France win the Euros.
Yes, I agree.
Then he's likely to be their best player, and then he would have won his league as well. probably going to be that. But then if Spain win it, you could give it to Rodri or someone, bro.
Don't you think that they're going to be that Euros are rubbish for me? No, Brazil. I think it's that a joke. I think don't you think now that they're almost kind of scrambling for a winner? Like, like before it was kind of easy. You just pick Messi, Ronaldo, who scores the most in that season, who wins something. You could just pick. Now they actually have to now think when they're picking this winner now. It can't just be, Messi, Ronaldo.
I don't even think they're thinking, bro. They just don't want to make it bait. And because they know we're all like paying attention, like, no one's really excelled. So you have to choose someone. Because imagine if they just chose a random Don, you'll be like, nah, this is fixed. We knew it was fixed, but now we definitely know it's fixed. So they have to choose someone with a bit of credibility.
It does feel like for the first time, there's not definitively a best player in the world anyway, bro.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I can't. Okay, if you guys had to end, I'll ask a question from Max, and then I'll ask that question after, and then we'll head out. What hurt more? I'm sorry. What hurt more?
What hurt more?
Klopp's Champions League or Rafa's Champions League memory for you? Which one
was in your head, G, bro?
You know what? I just read it quickly. I just read it.
That came from somewhere, bro. That didn't.
Oh, I was gonna say what hurt more, Rafa's Champions League loss or Klopp's Champions League?
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, so is this the win? Best memory? Is this what it is?
Which one was the better memory?
2005, bro.
Yeah,
2005.
I think
that when you guys beat Tottenham 1-0, that was probably the worst game of football I've seen in my life.
It was 2-0, by the way.
2-0. Sorry. Oh yeah, Rigi. Yeah. That's probably the worst game of football.
You're doing the Maradona thing, bro. You just forget.
It's not. Bro.
Yeah. I did do the Maradona thing. Jesus.
I think most Liverpool fans, bro, because it felt like the semi-final was the final against Barca. Once we won, I knew we was going to beat Spurs, so it felt like that's a bigger memory.
The final was so
Istanbul half time and that, bro, coming out and then. Hello, bro,
in the thing, bro. I was like, bro, are we gonna beat these guys? Like, let alone.
And then Alonso missing the penalty and then scoring the follow-up and then Smeech's goal. Come on, bro. The dude
we watched Harry Kane do a Saka limp before it was cool for the whole freaking game.
Should have played, man. Should have played more, bro.
That's when my respect for like Carragher and even more so Gerrard as well went through the roof. Carragher in that game, bro.
Bro, Carragher was playing with cramp. I never seen a man run with cramp, bro. Man was playing with. Remember every time
I gave more respect for Gerrard after that. Like
every time
when right back ball because Serginho came on.
Yeah.
Gerrard had to go and fill in that right back, and it was
Who was the Polish goalkeeper? Who was it?
Dudek.
Oh, mate, bro, puts him down in legendary history, bro. Because man, them tried to like rewrite it and that. Dudek weren't it, bro. He
wasn't better than like
the building goal, bro.
He used to make bare mistakes for us and that, let the ball drop through his legs and all that. So that made him still, and then obviously went Real Madrid. But yeah, man, that final had everything, bro. Like the fact that Alonso missed the penalty. Every time I watch it back, I'm like, if Dida dives the right way, you can't score past him on the floor. He's too tall, bro. And the follow-up was perfect, and then the Smeesa goal out of nowhere, bro. Oh, come on.
You know what was mad though when I think about that Champions League final? You see when man had the penalties and stuff. Don't you see how far Dudek was coming out of the goal, bro? I was like,
oh wait, they changed the rules like 2 years after, I think 3 years after.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah. So at that time, that rule where like stay on your line wasn't there because you see how close they do it now. Even if you step off it, bro, they're like, yeah, retake the penalty.
But I find it's kind of harder for goalkeepers in that aspect, no? I mean,
because you're positioning. Some people start in the goal now, so they can dive out. Whereas if you're on the line, it is hard. You have to do a lateral movement completely, like straight. It's actually hard, isn't it? And I think that's fine, but then they should take away like I know that technically it's not a dummy, but it is a dummy. Them penalties, them stupid run-ups and that, bro. You know how hard that is to save, bro.
Watching a man do this into the goals. Hey Sam, what if they change it to like the goals type ones where it's one step?
One step.
Yeah, one
Power
step.
League and that.
Yeah. But you stand on your line and we have to do one step.
Nah, do a hockey shootout.
You'll see bad penalty misses.
Dribble. From
who you think the reason for when they changed that rule with the dummy? Because you could not obviously it's not a complete dummy, bro, but them run-ups, bro, as you're a goalkeeper. Like, for example, remember Pogba's run-up where he does the tiptoe thing for ages. They even added it to FIFA, bro, and he takes like 30 seconds to take a penalty.
Bro, but used to wind me up because you have to hold. Remember?
You have to hold it.
Yeah. Make sure. And I was like, I'm changing.
I'm like, if a player can do that or the stutter and do then the goalkeeper should be able to come off the line a little bit, bro.
Yeah.
seriously, because
no, they should be able to run up in the guy's fucking face and just be like, "Get out of my way."
some man that got them demon penalties, bruv, like them Ivan Tony demon penalties, bruv. When he's just man's legs in the air for time, I'm like, where's he kicking this ball, bro?
It should not take more than 5
baffling
seconds.
news, bro.
Or do you think they should do the penalties as the 1v1s? You roll it in and then.
Oh, that's what they used to have in the MLS, bruv.
Yeah.
No, I prefer that.
Yeah,
I
like
fully
hockey
prefer
shootout.
you doing a 1v1 thing, bro.
All right, bruv, you ain't scoring no penalty past Allison, bruv. Good luck to that.
Okay, and it looks like we're going to be in a better position for it. Like when we get penalties conceded, I would much
he loved
prefer
that.
doing the dribble. I swear it's like it was timed though, innit? Like you had like
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was like 6 seconds or so.
But that's the same. That penalty is the same as in hockey, innit? That's how you do in hockey as well.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
All right, people. You come to the end, man. That was a very, very good stream. Very, very good conversation with the guys, man. Every single time. Big up Jerry. Title called you fucking Tiago. Big up Enz. Big up Savage. Big up Steve. Make sure you guys head on over to all of their channels and subscribe.
Oh, Steve, you got watching them tonight in Newcastle Man U?
I'm doing it on Sarcasm City, but tomorrow I'm
Okay.
doing Sociedad Valencia and Las Palmas Betis. I've got those two tomorrow. So
you guys know the deal, you know the vibe. And Savage, what have you got popping? What do you got popping, man?
Nothing, bro. I've been a bum on YouTube for the last week, bro.
No, but on your other channel though, you got a few things.
Oh yeah. You know what it is, but I'm trying to have more fun in it on YouTube.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? you can let like the public change the narrative on what you should be doing. And I'm trying to have fun, bro. So randomly, Hugo Online's the one to follow, bro. I don't care if you follow the rest, to be honest, bro. If you're a wrestling fan, follow the other one. If you're a sports fan, don't follow Savage Talk Sports, bro. You ain't gonna see anything on there, bro.
The Hugo Online one, that's a guy.
Yeah, follow Hugo Online, man. I got stuff over there, man. I like that stuff.
That's definitely
your waist, man. And just because we know you, we know that's sarcastic, bro.
I can even hear it in his voice as well. That's
bro, I know that, bro. He typed in, you can tell the tone.
When someone types something, you can tell their tone of voice.
Yeah, when you know your brethren, bro, you can always tell, bro. I can tell when G's being sarcastic on Twitter, bro. I think he winds everyone up.
Yeah. Especially when I put
you said something. What did you say the other day? I don't know if it was about Arsenal or someone like that. And somebody was triggered instantly in your comment section. It might have been yesterday. I was like, yeah, bro, he's got them, bro.
yeah, bro. That's what whenever I'm on Twitter these days now, especially I'm like you. Now I'm just like, bro, I just want to have fun now. Like I don't care anymore. So if it triggers you in that way, you need to come on social media anyway, first and foremost, because clearly you're spending way too much time on there. Yeah, you're getting angry at me, who you can't even see my picture, so you don't even know who I am. Like, if you jump on my YouTube, I could just be I could be anybody, bro. Like you ever got a clue what is going on behind the scenes, bro? I could be a bum. I could be just in a basement doing nothing. Gotta be careful, bro. Gotta be careful, man. But now, guys, it was a good conversation, man. Good conversation. As always, keep the notification bells on. Subscribe to all the channels. Subscribe to Keeping It GTV. I'll have something posted out today at some point. So just make sure you stay tuned for that. Will I be back tomorrow? Maybe. I'll be heading over to the spaces on Twitter. Let's see what them man are talking about today. And them spaces, the million spaces and that. And we'll see what's kind of going on. But yeah, man. Just stay tuned, guys, man. Stay tuned, and we are out.